Come on, folks, share it, share it, share it. Don't keep it to yourself. I got him live from Liberia, Sam Jackson. I got him live. I got him live. I got him. You see, it's there. I'm not keeping it a secret. Yeah, come on. Come on. I got Sam Jackson live from Monrovia. From Monrovia, live. Come on, guys, let me see this thing hit 100. Let me see this thing hit 100. We got one more music we're going to play because I know Sam Jackson, even though he took a two-way ticket, but we're going to play a one-way ticket to Monrovia. Come on, come on, come on. It's Friday after Thanksgiving. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Let's fill the air. Come on, take it to 100. Let me see. Come on. Come on. Yeah. I'm feeling you. How I Freeman. Oh, Namaya. How I Richard Freeman. No, how I Freeman Richard. Welcome, Cecilia. The Wusu. Welcome. Come on, you guys share it, man. Share it. Let's get the word out. One-way ticket. Emmanuel, welcome. Brother Levi, good to see you on the air. Share it, my brother, share it. Share it. We got some word from the ground, word from the ground, as we talk about Liberia history tonight. He is fresh on the ground. Fresh on the ground. Share it, share it. You want latest information what's going on in Liberia? Unadulterated, straight truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Come on, share it, share it, share it. Undiluted. Let's hit 100. Let's hit 100 quick. Come on, come on, come on. Share it, share it. Share it, my brothers and sisters, share it. Come on, we close to 40 now. Let's do it, let's do it. Come on. Do a watch party, that's right. If you out there and you have access to Proposition 1, put it on their Facebook. Come on. Put it to your network of friends, your family group. Come on, share it. Share it. Yeah. One way. One way. Clement Woods, welcome. Helen Brown. Patrick Saar, welcome. Ben Maniko. Winfred, welcome. Come on, y'all, share it, man. Share it. Don't keep it to yourself. Wow. Yeah, man. I made up my mind. Come on, come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My goodness, love that song. Ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters of the world, whether you're in Europe, whether in places like France, London, Italy, whether you're in Asia, whether you're in South America or Canada, we're on tonight. And with Liberia, we're coming to you live, amen, from Liberia. We're bringing it live. We're bringing him live, our weekly facilitator, who I call the master teacher, who we know as one of our own. I'm talking about a son of the soil who understands Liberia. He's been through the history. He's studied the history. He's written books that correlates the history like a drone through time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight. We're here tonight with Liberia's history, past and present, with Samuel P. Jackson as facilitator and your humble servant, Reverend Charles Levi Martin, as your host. Welcome to the show. Welcome. And folks, share it. Welcome, Samuel P. Jackson. How are you, my brother?
Thank you very much. I see you have a lot of spunk, young man.
Oh, that's all I got, man. Never gonna lose that.
A lot of energy.
Just like you, just like you, man. I don't know where you get yours from. I don't know where you get.
Well, I took a nap. I have to take a lot of naps to get your kind of energy, man.
Well, that's cool. That's a power nap.
Yeah, I did take a power nap. I did take a power nap.
Well,
I
you shouldn't need that given the fact that you've just
yeah,
traveled home and you're in a
yeah,
different time zone.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Samuel Jackson. He just recently went to Liberia, I believe over last weekend, and he's here tonight. He promised that he'll be on the program. He'll facilitate the class on Liberia's history, past, and present. But even before we go into that, Sam Jackson, you're home. Come on, tell us, man. When did you arrive, and how have things been going? Give us a little feedback on your time in Liberia so far.
Well, first of all, let me do a public service announcement to Liberians who want to travel. If you want to travel, you got to call your airline and you got to ask them for the requirements for the COVID-19 because you have some airline where the countries require that you take a COVID test, but there are two kinds of COVID tests. There's the rapid antigen test, which you can get the results in like 15 to 30 minutes, or the PCR test, which you can get in 24 to 48 hours.
Now hold it, Sam. That rapid test is the one where they take the long scarf and put it up your nose, right?
They do both,
Okay,
but one goes deeper, and then one goes not as far. But they put a swab in your nose, both of them.
And that's the rapid antigen test, and the other is the what?
The PCR test.
And both are done the same way.
Yeah, they both are the same way. So, certain countries require, for example, the plane I was going on, Delta, going on to France, if you were getting off in Paris, you would have to take the PCR.
Okay.
But what I did was, before I left Atlanta on Wednesday, because I had some meetings in New York, so on Tuesday, I took the rapid antigen test and I took the PCR.
You took both?
I absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And my insurance paid for both of them. Okay.
Your insurance,
so what
your
I
health
did
insurance?
The health insurance paid for both of them. Said.
Okay.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So I went online. And I went to Piedmont Urgent Care, and I filled up a form, and then I had a doctor, and I scheduled a doctor consultation.
Okay.
So I did that like 2 days earlier.
Good.
So about 12 hours later, the doctor called me and we had a face-to-face consultation.
Good.
And he asked me what I needed the test for, and I told him I was traveling, and he said, "Okay, great." And then he set up the appointment for me, Piedmont Urgent Care on Dogwood Drive in Conyers, Georgia.
Correct.
So I took that test on Tuesday, but it will be expiring on Friday, right?
Okay.
But then I will be leaving on Friday, rather Saturday, to enter France and then enter Liberia. So then what I had to do, I called my daughter and she arranged a one of those things where the nurse comes to your hotel and she takes the swab, and then you get that result, which is the PCR, because I knew I was coming to Liberia through France.
So
when
now
I got
you're talking about your daughter, the doctor.
Exactly.
Your daughter, the doctor, had a paramedic come to you and meet you at the hospital to do that additional.
Not at the hospital, at the hotel.
At the hotel. That's what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. At the hotel.
Okay, great. Great. Go on. I'm trying to get this right so people because people need to hear this.
Yeah, I couldn't get the result, but I would get the result when I arrived in Paris. I would get it. I would have to go to my chart, and then I would pull it down. Okay.
Right off your phone.
Yeah, right off my phone.
Correct.
Okay. So I got to the airport Saturday to take Delta to go to France, and I'm telling you, if you were going to be getting off in Paris, you would have to have the PCR test, not the rapid antigen test.
Aha, the more advanced test, the test with
Exactly,
the
because
less chance of misdiagnosing.
exactly.
Correct.
So
Okay.
yeah. So then I took the so they
PCR.
came to the I came to the hotel, took the swab, and then of course, but I didn't have it. But I had the I had the test result. Okay, from Atlanta, right?
Right.
Now, but that was going to be expiring. Okay, it was going to be expiring on Saturday. But here is a good thing: if I were going to be getting off in Paris, they would have never let me on the plane.
Correct.
So then, but when
But
I
you were
got to
just
the
in transit.
I was just in transit. Yes. So when I got to the airport, I got a call from from the this, I forgot the places. I think Oakland Center in New York. That my test result was ready, and it was negative, and I could then go and upload it, and it was on my phone. So when
Right.
I got to the Delta desk, they asked me, "What citizen are you?" And I said, "Liberia." They said, "Where you go? Where's your final destination?" I said, "My final destination is Monrovia." So what test do you have? I said, "Well, I have both tests. I did the rapid antigen, which is about to expire, but I've done the PCR and it's negative, and this is what I got a call, and I pull up the stuff." And so but they didn't go through a whole lot because I was kind of Monrovia. But then a lot of people who went to the airport to come to go to Paris,
Directly.
they
Yeah.
they didn't have the PCR. They had a rapid antigen test,
Mm.
and that was totally unacceptable. So at
Not
least
good enough.
five, five people were prevented from checking in
Into the Paris space.
into the Paris space.
Hmm.
Right. So then, man, you have to physically stand in line, and you have to take the either on your cell phone or a printed copy of the test to the desk
Right.
in order for you to board the plane and
Wow.
to get a baggage tag and everything. Oh yeah. So the reason why I'm saying this, I'm doing a public service announcement. If you are going to travel, you've got to have a rapid antigen, and most places require a PCR. Most countries require a PCR, and you get that PCR result within 24 to 48 hours. But it has to be within 72 hours of your arrival in that country. But check this out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Ethiopia and Kigali, right,
Mm-hmm.
on Thursday, but I'm going to be in Ghana for 2 days. So what I have to do now is to take a rapid antigen test in Monrovia on Monday in order to take the plane on Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what I'm doing? I'm also going to go and take a rapid antigen test because by the time I get to Addis Ababa on Saturday, the test I took on Monday is going to be more than 72 hours.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it means that I have to go and, but let me tell you something. Liberia has done extremely well in the health protocol. There is very minimal number of COVID cases here. And I mean, this is like normal. Most people don't wear masks, but I do because of my previous health situation. So I have to wear a mask. You follow me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm very, but sometimes I'm a little lax, but I try to be as careful as possible. So if you're traveling anywhere other than that, but the other thing is when you fly from anywhere states that have high COVID rates into New York, you have to fill up a form. You listen to me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I hope the
And
audience are
then,
listening too.
yeah,
So,
yeah, you have to fill up a form. And if you don't fill that form, they fine you $2,000.
Okay. You have to say that again. When you're traveling, you have to fill that form.
When
Is
you
it
get
before
to
you
New York,
land or before?
when you when you land in New York, if you haven't filled that form, you should go online and fill that form before you get on the plane to get into New York.
Now, is that form provided on the airplane before you land?
No, well, it's not. It wasn't provided,
Okay.
but if but and I don't know, but just check the New York Health Department regulation for people, even for travel within the United States. You have to go online and you got to fill it up.
And those
And then
forms
when
would
you
probably ask you questions like, have you traveled out of the country recently? Have you
exactly,
been around
exactly,
someone who's been exposed to
exactly,
COVID-19?
all of
They
those
would ask you
questions,
all those
right?
kinds of questions. Okay.
All kinds of questions, right?
And please,
So
please,
then,
hold on there, Sam. My brothers and sisters, if you're listening to this, and you need to answer those questions, it's imperative that you answer those questions honestly, because people are depending on the honor system here, because this
yeah,
is how we
exactly,
can lower the spread of this thing. Be honest. If you've
exactly.
been around somebody who's had COVID, and now let them know. If you've traveled out of the country recently, a country that's prevalent with COVID, be honest about this, because the life you saved may be that of your loved ones or yourself.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Sam.
yeah. So so I flew from Hartsfield to LaGuardia on Wednesday. When I got there, about 6 o'clock, they had the Army. I'm not saying Army National Guard. They had the U.S. military at the airport with the forms telling you that if you hadn't filled this form online, and if you don't fill it before you leave the airport, you could be fined $2,000.
Wow.
So, so I fill this form up, man. Check this out. I give them a phone number, and my phone is roaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I get Monrovia, I'll read to you what they I'll read to you exactly
The
what it
text.
says. The text said this is a message from the New York City Sheriff.
The
It
New
is
York
New
City
York
who?
State
The who?
Sheriff.
The
Sheriff.
sheriff. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
chief police
Yeah.
guy. All right.
Yeah. Okay. It is New York State law that travelers to New York, like yourself, quarantine for 14 days from arrival to prevent the spread of COVID. By quarantine, we mean you must stay away from other people for 14 days.
Okay. So
Because
let me
I
see if
came
I
from,
let me see if I understand you correctly.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is, if you coming back to New York,
If
you
you're
need
coming to New York from any state,
any state, not out of the
yeah,
country.
no, but states with a high COVID rate, apparently
If you
Georgia,
coming from California, if you coming from Georgia, if you coming
North
from
Dakota,
Michigan,
stuff
if you
that
coming
okay,
from Chicago, yeah, I
okay,
got you. I got
yeah.
you.
So, but I was already gone. I mean, I was already in Monrovia when I received this
Mm-hmm.
on Monday. I was already here.
Correct.
Okay,
But still,
but
they're following up.
yeah, but the point I'm trying to make to you is like, okay, so I'm leaving now. I'm leaving on Thursday, and I'm going to Addis Ababa. From Addis Ababa, I'm going
Kigali.
to Kigali. So I'm going to take a COVID test late in the afternoon because my flight on Thursday is late in the afternoon. So I want to, but Liberia is 96 hours. You have to be within 96 hours. Okay. But when I get, so I'm going to take one on Monday and I'm going to take another one. Okay. Another one because I'm not going to get into Addis Ababa until Saturday. So I'm going
So
to take another, so I'm going
so
to take a
the first
PCR.
one you take is going to be from Monday. They go Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday. That's for me to get into Accra.
Okay.
I'm staying in Accra for a day.
Okay.
I'm leaving Accra on Friday.
So when are you taking the next one for Ethiopia?
I'm taking the next on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. I
Yes,
got
so
you.
it'll be valid for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday
Correct.
because I get into Addis the following day.
Got you.
Because
Thursday.
I'm leaving late on Friday from Accra, but I'm landing in Addis after 12 a.m.
Okay.
Right.
Early Saturday
So
morning.
so I'm gonna be in Addis for a few days, right? So when I'm there, I'm gonna find out from the health protocol where I can take a COVID test 2 days, at least 2 days or 3 days before I go to Kigali.
Okay.
And what I'm understanding is that in Accra, I have to pay 75. Now in Liberia, the test is free, right?
And where do you take it in Liberia?
You take it at a place that, the Sophia Ice Cream Road for most Liberians. This is where Joel Howard Taylor lives now. It's
Okay, this is
the
where around Empowerment
Sophia Ice
Temple.
Cream. Yeah, right by Philadelphia Church, right? You just go all the way down, right? No, not
Okay.
Philadelphia. Is it
Empowerment
Philadelphia Church?
Temple. No, Katura Cooper.
Oh, that's okay. By the way, it's
Empowerment
right.
Temple. Yeah, I
Yeah,
preached there. I
yeah.
know that place.
Sophia Ice Cream Road, the old Sophia Ice Cream. You
It's where
just follow
Steve
that.
Talbot, Mrs. Talbot lived down that street.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
rocky, unpaved road.
Well, no, it's paved. It's paved,
It's
but
paved
I mean,
now.
it's a little. Yeah, it is paved. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So then the reason why I'm seeing all of this because I have see like if I didn't have medical professional in my household who were guiding me, like my wife and my daughter, you know, who basically told me to call the airlines and ask about their COVID restrictions before my departure, I would have probably gone to New York
And got
without a
stuck.
COVID test. Yes, and got stuck and would have probably missed my flight.
And
But
lose your money.
because
And lose your money.
exactly.
Wow.
So, I mean, but not everybody has a chance to have a daughter who has a doctor to send somebody with a
Mm-hmm.
COVID test to go and, okay. So
Right.
anyway, so that is where we are. That is where we are. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, look,
So so
I
so
certainly
but
appreciate
yeah, I
that
wanted
public
to tell you,
announcement. The audience does.
yeah,
Go.
yeah. But I want to also tell you, when I arrived in Monrovia, I was very impressed. The health protocol was like top notch. What you had to do, they take you to a computer console and you go online. It's Liberia Travels or something, right? And you fill up your all your information, including your if you have been around people with COVID and all that. And then you go to the health protocol and you have to show your COVID test. But Liberia doesn't require a PCR, but they're going to be requiring a PCR as of December 1st.
Make,
So
make
you
that
have
make
to
that
have,
statement again. So if you're coming to Liberia,
if you
you
come to
arriving there,
Liberia,
make sure you take a PCR test and have
make
it
sure you
valid
take
for when you enter.
for 72 hours. It has to be valid for 72 hours. I think it's 96, but I want you to go to the National Public Health Institute of Liberia. I want you to go to their web page to get it right. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes. So, I mean, this is the age of COVID. I mean, it's like, I mean, I
You
just used
can't
to
be
get on
too
the plane.
careful.
Yeah, I just used to get on the plane and fly wherever I want to go, but now you can't do that no more, man. You need to, you know, you need to be really, really. I mean, and
You gotta
you
be
got to have.
conscientious. You gotta be
Yes,
conscientious
yeah,
of detail. Of detail. I mean, we
yeah.
live in a different world, Sam. We
But
live
listen
in
to
a
me,
okay.
Charles. When I was coming to the United States in the early '70s, to go to high school, I had to take a TB test and a TB X-ray,
Hmm.
and I had to take it with me to the airport in New York when I arrived.
Correct.
That was a requirement, a TB test.
Yeah.
And the other thing, there's been an executive order that's signed by Donald Trump. Africans from 15 countries, including Liberia, will now be asked in order to get a visitor's visa, you must get a bond of five to
Five
fifteen
thousand.
thousand, five
Five
to
thousand.
fifteen thousand, $5,000 bond. So it means if you don't return, then this bond will be confiscated and you will lose your money. So that's the way it is right now.
Well, I do know. As far back as '76, when I was coming to America, I had to pay a $1,500 bond. Uh,
Really?
yeah, I did. Yeah, it was required because a lot of folks were coming, say they were going to go to school and did not go to school and just stayed. And that
Okay.
was one of the way to ensure. And you needed to get a round trip ticket, even though,
Mm.
so America wouldn't have to pay to send you back in case you were excommunicated from the country. Well, Samuel Jackson, look, I appreciate that public announcement. People are very appreciative of this. I don't know if you know of any website that they could go to or to get
Yeah.
that information.
But let me tell you, for those in Liberia, let me show you. I went to the National Public Health Institute today, and I took a picture of their website. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure I have that. Oh, it's the wrong camera.
Well, look,
Oh,
look,
no,
and
okay,
don't be too concerned about that, and we can get that
okay.
before the
But
end of the
anyway,
show.
but okay, yeah. I will get. It's in my other phone. Oh, okay. Let me get
Okay,
my other phone.
okay,
Okay.
go ahead. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, if indeed you are traveling, and I mean it's not just to Liberia, even if you're traveling out of state, depending on how prevalent COVID is in your city or in your state, you need to follow these protocols. You need to know what are the requirements, what are the prerequisites before you move to another state or try to do so. Because in many instances, you may be very well required to be quarantined for up to 14 days,
Mhm.
depending, sometimes perhaps even 21 days. So
Yes.
pay attention, and you can research these things yourself. You can go to Google and say, what would be my COVID requirement if I'm traveling to, if I'm coming from, going to, and all this information will be readily
Yeah.
available.
But it is best to go to the website of the state health department.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
and,
Go to
and
the website. And one of the things that haven't it hasn't happened yet, the airlines don't have it on their website
okay.
about the COVID restrictions in certain countries. It is really a little bit, but it is gaining more clarification, So all I'm asking you is you best to take that PCR test, not the rapid antigen test. Take that, take that rapid COVID what
The
the
PCR.
the PCR, take it and have it with you. And I know United Health Insurance paid for my COVID test. All of my tests they paid in the
Yeah,
United
most
States.
insurance will pay for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And folks, if you're traveling, also please, there's some travel insurance that you can get that may
Yeah.
very well direct you in the process of making sure that is done. But
Yeah.
Sam, listen, man, we spend a little over half an hour on this public
No,
announcement.
no,
I
but
know
it
I
is
know
it
it's
is
important.
important, Rev.
I know
It's
it is.
important,
I know
Rev.
it is. I know it is.
Yeah, Rev, because the thing is, I mean, like not everybody has a medical doctor or a nurse or a registered nurse or
In the
nurse
family.
practitioner in their family. So, this is just my way of letting people know what they need to do if they want to, travel. But I mean, look, in my own case, I mean, it's not as an essential travel. To be very frank with you, I just wanted to get out of the United States. I just wanted to get out, and I also wanted this nonsense about people telling me you can't go to Liberia. They will do something for you. Do something to you. I mean, I don't want any man or woman to have such an influence over my movement into the country of my birth.
To violate
You
your
know,
constitutional right.
but it's not even constitutional right. My human rights
Well,
is.
it's your right to travel free, through and fro
Yeah,
freely in
yeah.
Liberia.
But as a human being, I mean, if you're telling me
But you're not just
as
a
a
human being, you're a citizen of the country.
Exactly.
That's why I'm bringing the
Exactly. Yeah.
constitutionality in.
But even if you're not citizen, you can only be barred from entering a country if you pose a threat in terms of if you're a criminal, you have a criminal background, you are in some database or something, then you can be stopped. But I am a Liberian, a Bassa boy from Sunnywan,
With no
and you
criminal
want to tell me,
record.
yeah, yeah, and you want to tell me I can't come here and eat the water that I ate to run my stomach for 2 days? You know, you want to tell me I can't go to Zokin to have,
Nobody would tell Sam
yeah,
Jackson that.
yeah. So I'm basically was saying to these guys, man, you can't be running a country and you tell him and you basically making it seem like you running a gang
A
organization and
cartel.
like yeah, but not but ain't no those gangs with the Crips and the blood.
Yeah, but I got you. I got you.
Yeah, yeah, and you can't go into certain parts of Oakland or certain part of East LA because you got a certain color on. Man, I told him, go to hell. I'm coming. And let me see what you're gonna do to me.
I'm
And
coming home.
I told them the day, the time, the hour, the minute, and the second.
Okay,
And
hold it
where I
right there.
was
Hold it right there, Sam. So they knew when you were coming. You were on the show. You said it. In fact,
yeah.
you told us the hotel you were in and when you were leaving. But talk to me about your arrival at Roberts International Airport. Tell me about your reception. You've already told me.
it was very pleasant.
Okay,
Okay.
how
Pleasant,
you were picked up. You had a car waiting. I mean,
yeah.
I know you're
No,
treated
but
like a diplomat in
before
your country.
no, before the car waiting,
Uh-huh.
my friend Ben and I is like my brother.
My brother
Okay.
too, by the way, my
Yeah.
very close
Yeah.
brother who has taken care of my transportation in that
Yeah.
country many a times.
Yeah.
But go on.
Yeah. So I had to go through the protocols, When we came off the plane, first of all, we did not, the plane went up to the how they have a jetty way where you can walk from the plane into the building.
Yeah.
So the new airport has that now.
Oh,
So you
really?
don't have to,
I haven't
yeah, yeah,
experienced that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, go
I'm
on.
trying to think. No, I'm trying to think. No, 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 we didn't. No, we didn't. I'm sorry, sorry.
Yeah,
I was wrong.
I know. I was there probably about a year
Yeah,
ago,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
didn't have
No,
that.
no, 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 we didn't. The bus came and got us. Okay,
Correct.
but then it
Ah,
drove. It drove us. It drove us to the new airport. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Okay,
okay.
drove us to the new airport, and when it drove us to the new airport, they were waiting for us, and we had to fill up. We had to go online. Okay, Liberia Travel. Okay, .com, and fill up do the paperwork, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then we'll fill out that. And then, of course, we had to give them all the COVID information. Then we had to fill out the form. But luckily for us, there were only 10, maximum 10 to 12 passengers getting off in Monrovia on Air France on that Sunday. Okay, so it wasn't problematic, Reverend. It
Okay.
wasn't problematic. It was very simple. Got in there, and of course, a lot of my fans recognized me, who see my podcast on Facebook, and they were at the airport working. Nice
Correct.
people. So so a lot of the stuff that we do, Reverend, with these podcasts, we we develop huge fan base,
Oh, I'm
and
quite
wherever you
cognizant
go,
of that. I am quite, but
yeah,
also it's costing me some money, Sam,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. I
there's so
understand.
much
I
need.
understand.
Yeah, yep. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So so it was very pleasant. It was a pleasant experience for me. And then, I have a car here, but I think just before I left, I had a brake issue that I didn't solve.
Okay.
So then, I had to rent. So I had two cars, but my bodyguards, you
Yeah.
know, uh, they were there waiting for me at the airport. You
How
know,
many bodyguards you had? You said bodyguards with an S. I mean, how many you
yeah.
had?
Well, I have as many, as can come when I call.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. And, and,
I may
and
have a, I may
these are
have a.
trained guys. These are big guys. These are
Well, I put it to you this way: these guys were, I was Minister of State,
right.
yeah, for Economic and Financial Affairs under the leadership of the rebel leader turned President Charles Gonke Taylor.
Right.
So these guys are former ATU, you know, and former Liberian military guys
The,
who happen to be my friends.
they're paramilitary guys with training.
Yeah, no, not parrot. These are
They
really
are. Okay.
trained.
Okay.
Yeah, they anti-terrorist unit, but they disbanded. They demobilized. But when I after the war, when I came back, as a means of sustaining some of them, I give them full-time employment, not as security guards, but I
Okay.
give them like a driver, one of them or one or two of them working my businesses, and but I don't look at them as bodyguards. I look at them like brothers,
Like buddies.
because
Like buddies.
yes, buddies, yeah, because I mean I know their families, they know my family, and since I visited them. I didn't want to be like they like just carrying me around,
Mm-hmm.
guarding me, all that nonsense. So basically, these are my brothers, eh?
Okay.
Because I don't have enough money to pay them for the services they provide. They provide that because when I was here, uh, the time after the war, and even before the war, when I was working as a minister, I built a bond, a relationship with them. Okay,
I
and,
got
and
you.
all I have to do is call them. In fact, one of the guys named his daughter after my oldest sister, who just passed away. She came from Spain with her husband. They were living here, and they interacted as friends. And he had a daughter. The girl's about 10, 12 years old now. Her name is Rita. And the guy name is General Rambo. That was his name during the Rebel War.
Okay.
It was General Rambo, but his name is Dwayne Ben. Very, very nice guy. The other guy is a
Okay.
ATU officer who was a
Okay. Finish. Okay.
yeah,
Go ahead, Sam.
personal close friends of mine. And the other guy used to be a butler to Charles Taylor. So and these guys are all like, really, really, they're like family to me. So it's not about guarding me. It's not about being like, they're there. But the thing is, like, because of the insecurity that we were hearing about, the unexplained deaths, the circumstances surrounding those deaths, so it just made a lot of sense that that I would be, I would
Insulated
lead.
to some
Yeah,
degree. I
yeah,
agree. I
yeah.
certainly agree.
But yeah, but I don't think I really, I don't really need it, and I'm not being reckless, right?
Well,
I'm not.
Samuel, let me say this. As an
Yeah,
insurance agent, that's how I make my life and my living.
yeah, yeah,
I say to people, it's better to have it and don't need it
yeah,
than to
yeah,
need it and don't
yeah,
have it. Okay. So
yeah,
basically, it
yeah.
was a degree of insurance, and that's a good thing to have
Exactly. Yeah,
because it's the prudent thing to do in an
yeah,
environment where there have been unexplained death and killings. So you did the
yeah,
right thing. I mean,
yeah.
the other guy, Ashford Gala, was going, and he tried to raise some funding for bodyguards as well. And I understand this. Let me just say this, please, to the listening audience. This is a forum for learning, for information, that we all become wiser. It's a forum where we can elucidate and use our encephalant and use our minds to further Liberia. Now, if any one of you are here tonight with the focus on being abusive and being petulant and rude, let me say this. I can't do it right now, but the minute I'm through with this program tonight, there's one person in for real I'm going to ban from this program. I banned others, and I will do the same thing for you. Whatever your Faupe Jamel Nered name is, you're going to be banned. I'm just telling you now because this is not the place for your foolishness. Go to the other place. You know where it is, where you can
I
do
mean,
that.
he's trying to be belligerent. He's looking for attention.
No. No, but
He's looking
I
for
found him,
attention.
and I'm gonna cut
Yeah,
him off because this
yeah.
is not the place for it. You go do it to that other site. Go ahead, Sam.
No, but okay, look. when I be doing my podcast, they come out of my podcast and they make all these threats, you know. And I mean, like, I laugh at them. And Reverend, you know my background on drugs in New York. You know my background being in the military, in two military, Liberia and the United States. So I mean, I may be old, but they
Well,
are tactical.
I don't see you as old, and I have very little tolerance
Yeah,
for belligerent,
yeah, but yeah,
jingoistic
yeah,
behavior, whether it's in
yeah,
word or deed.
yeah.
Very
But
little tolerance for
no,
that.
no, but the point I'm trying to make is that all these guys that used to make these threats under, well, you can't come to Liberia. We'll catch you at the airport. This is all bluff and fluff. They're hungry. They have nothing.
And that's
They
what I don't understand, Sam.
yeah, yeah,
Many times the people who are coming out here with the vulgarity and the
yeah,
asinine behavior are people who are in abject poverty, struggling and
yeah,
suffering. And when you try to bring out ideas to help alleviate the situation, they seem to be even more belligerent and in this
yeah,
area and very insulting of other people. I don't
yeah.
get
Look,
that.
look. It,
We've
I'm
become
just
so warring, both in
yeah,
behavior and words.
because they're frustrated, extremely frustrated. Look, but here is the other side. We all need to be. We all want to look at. Okay, the CDC government is looked upon by these people, especially the George Weah, as their savior.
Savior,
Yes, but
what are they saving them for or from?
exactly. Okay, you see, it's a cult of the personality. The same reason that poor white folks, we call them trailer trash, in the United States worship Donald Trump is the same reason extremely poor, dejected
To the detriment.
to the but now. So because there is something that that they're connecting to, even though that is all fake and that is all ether. That's what cults are made out of. I shouldn't be
No,
lecturing you,
hey,
Reverend.
hey, you don't have to. I mean, I remember the June syndrome,
Yeah,
where these almost thousands of people just follow him and drank
yeah,
poison to their own
yeah,
end. And this is the
yeah.
same drinking of poison by our people.
But in the United States, people are now wearing masks because Donald Trump doesn't want him to.
And
Doesn't
dying.
want him.
And
But
denying COVID exists.
yeah, but look at Herman King, good
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
and the other,
Nine nine
and the
nine
other,
nine nine.
yeah, and the other pastor, that pastor, Reverend Jackson, who
Yeah.
was at the White House to that super spreader event with Amy Barrett Coney, the a new Supreme Court justice,
But she's
and
the
that
very justice today, right now, who are speaking in line with some Hasidic Jews who don't want to wear masks and coming against Cuomo, who's trying to save the city of New York.
yeah, but my brother, human beings have very strange behavior, and the complexity of the human mind is something that you would being a pastor, you counsel people, so you see a lot of dementia, you see a lot of psychosis, you see a lot of, just
Denial. I
denial.
see a lot of
Okay,
heads like ostriches stuck in the sand.
yeah,
I
yes,
see that.
so yeah, yeah,
But
so
even when you ask people, and they cannot show you how they benefited from this government or what this government had done, they still follow it blindly.
yes, so but you see, I was I was I was at a restaurant today and I saw the opposition, the political leadership, the opposition. Mr. Cummings was there, Mr. Uri was there, and the other political leaders like Ami Modad and all these, the established opposition. The established opposition needs to understand that no matter what they do, it's certain and significant percentage of Liberians will never support them because they feel that these people are elite. See, these people are elite. These same people they followed Bacchus Matthews. Charles, I want you to listen to this,
I'm
okay?
listening to you. I'm just taking notes because I
Yeah,
need to come with some questions. I'm not just sitting here. I am listening
yeah,
deeply. My ears
yeah,
are not just the one listening. My mind is listening
yeah,
to what you say.
yeah. They followed Bacchus Matthews, and then they followed Charles Taylor, and then they're following George Weah. So that underclass of people and who live in such abject poverty will never be warm to people who are educated, people who are professionals, people, but they'll always want somebody who speaks on their behalf because they think that they are the forgotten people. Societies,
But, Brother Jackson, to speak on my behalf is to work on my behalf and deal with the things that would get me out of poverty, that would get me pure drinking water, that would get me enough toilet. That is speaking on my behalf. It's not
yeah.
just the words you say, it's the things that you do.
See, but demagogues and
Sycophants.
typically, yeah, no, but demagogues, typically these cult leaders are demagogues. They don't have, they don't even have compassion for the people who they pretend. They're just consumed by the power. They
Yeah,
have all
they're
these people.
narcissistic in a lot of
Yeah,
ways. They're
very
concerned
narcissistic.
they're concerned about
Narcissistic.
themselves. Yeah.
They're crippling. Trump and George Weah
Same.
seem exact.
One black, one white from my
Yeah,
perspective.
birds of the same feather. They both come from entertainment. George Weah is a football player, and Donald Trump from
Television
their
entertainment.
printed
Yeah.
television. So, and they both come from dysfunctional families.
Well,
Yeah, you
they
know they
both don't
do.
like to read though,
Yeah,
and
they
and,
both
and,
don't like to.
and, and they
Yeah,
both do not follow science. I can tell you
yeah,
that.
yeah, and they both are womanizers.
Greatly, greatly,
Yeah,
greatly. That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
The similarities are so striking. The
Very
only
striking.
difference is their complexion.
The complexion, but look. So I'm home, and I think we pretty much have gone beyond the fear of being home. What they would do. I mean, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning here,
Okay.
and I'm in my house,
So
but I'm not alone.
you're on your own home in Liberia. You're not in a hotel. You're a man with a
Yeah,
home in Liberia.
but I'll show you my.
No, no,
You
no.
want to see
I've seen the home before. I'm just
my
letting people know because hold
yeah,
it. 80%, 90% of people who leave here go to Liberia. They go to a hotel. Okay, I got a home there, but I go to a hotel. Okay, I go to a hotel when I go there. But you in your own home drinking your own cold soda
this
with
is
your
this
own
is this is
internet that's working better than the one in Atlanta.
yes, yeah.
I
And
gotta
I'm
say
watching.
that.
Look at. Yeah,
I see. You got your TV on. You got your
yeah,
internet.
yeah.
You got your air conditioner. You got everything going. Just like you in Atlanta, and that's great. That's great. Not
But
many
but
people are like that self-sufficient when they get home. But go ahead,
but
lift your head
but
up a little bit. Let me see you better. No, I
but
mean, yeah, there you go. There you go. Good.
I have 5 other houses. This house, Charles, is the house my wife grew up in.
Okay.
This was built in 1966. Um, we decided to have a second home, but my parents' house on the old road is too huge.
Okay.
Okay, my mother,
Is it not being inhabited at the moment?
it is rented.
Okay.
In
Good.
fact, uh, it was 4 bedrooms upstairs and 3 bedrooms downstairs. And because my mother didn't have money to to put a lot of bathrooms. They put 2 bathrooms upstairs and 1 bathroom downstairs. So when I took over the property, I wanted to make it into a guest house. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I put 5 bathrooms in there for the other 5 bedrooms, right?
Wow.
So it has 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms.
So
and it
each
has
bedroom has its own bathroom.
Exactly, because I was going to make it a guest house.
Okay.
But then, during Ellen time, an American security company rented it from me. But going back, during the war years, right? I stayed in Mama Point at Parker Building because, like, the safety and security of living up in Cinco was not really good. So
but
I
the
stayed
safety living in Mama Point near the U.S. Embassy was better.
Yeah.
Come on, tell the truth.
Well, yes, you're right about that. You're right about that. Okay. So, my wife and I decided where would we want to make our second home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I said, well, why don't we buy this house from your family estate? So we called the brothers and sisters and the mother, and we made them an offer.
That they couldn't
and
refuse.
We said that, yeah. But it wasn't, no, but
no,
it was
man,
fair.
I said offer was a good offer.
Yeah,
nobody wouldn't refuse it.
Yeah, but what we did, Charles, was we paid more than we had to.
Then it was valued.
Yeah, because we didn't want the family to think we were taking advantage of the mom.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
But then we had another caveat. We have a daughter in the family, my wife and I. Okay. So we bought the house in my daughter's name. So I'm in my daughter's house.
There you go.
In Liberia. So right. She came in when she was 13 to see her house. So she has a house in Liberia.
A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Exactly.
That proverb, the book of Proverbs.
Right.
Listen, Sam.
But let me tell you, let me finish. And then my parents' house on the old road is rented. And I went there today. It's rented, yeah.
You collect us some rent? You collect us some rent?
I did that in it already. Yeah. But Charles, I have a piece of property on Camp Johnson Road where the Orange Tower is. Okay. Where they pay me every 10 years. I get a little bit of money. So I have 6 houses in Liberia because I bought 2 houses in Jamaica Road and I built 2 other houses. So I've done extremely well for Liberia.
Do you have a real estate agency or something like that handles the building in terms of the rent, repairs, and things like that? I would think one is needed.
Yeah, well, I have my niece. She owns a restaurant right on the what they call it, Catholic. We go to Catholic Hospital. Her restaurant is right there, and she manages those properties when I'm not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but Sam, let's talk about a couple of things. You're in Liberia right now in the heat of the political season in Liberia. We know that there is this great election coming up on the 8th. CDC has invested a lot of money in that for T5 against Abe Darius Dillon Delight. What can you say that you've seen so far? How is it looking? And tell us, after you've done that, about your encounter with Dillon. I understand both of you were in a program today. But how is it looking?
Yeah. No, I visited him at his house very early this morning.
Okay.
I was his first visitor. Okay. I went there at about 8 o'clock this morning. In order to get to Dillon's house at 8 o'clock, I had to leave my house at 6:45.
Wow.
Okay. It's a distance.
I know about the traffic too. The traffic can be horrendous.
Yeah. That's why I laugh when people say I want a job in Liberia. If I left New York because of the traffic leaving Long Island to go to work in New York City. The traffic on the Long Island Expressway. And that was an expressway. Imagine.
And you had a Long Island Railroad though.
Yeah, but sometimes because I worked late, I didn't want to go take the train to go to Penn Station. Gotcha. And then, working for Drexel, they basically pay for my parking, and it was like, because we worked long hours, man,
No, look,
12,
Sam,
15.
I understand it. When I was a vice president at Citibank, they paid for my
Yeah,
parking on Park Avenue.
yeah,
All I
yeah.
had to do was
But
drive my Jaguar in there, and I
yeah,
didn't care about it for the monthly payment. But go on.
yeah. They, I mean, and then, but you see, sometimes too, when I didn't drive my car, I took the train. They would send me home in a
In a limo.
limousine in
I
the
know
night.
that.
Yeah,
I
in a
know
limo.
that. I know the route. I
Oh
know the
yeah.
route. But that's
So
why
you know,
education would do. So go on. Let's stop it. We will make some
yeah,
people vexed.
yeah.
Please.
Look, but I mean, Charles, I was second vice president of a Fortune 500
Yeah,
company in
Sam,
America.
Sam, you know where I was.
Yeah, Citibank.
Okay. Okay.
I,
All
I
right.
was
So
at I was at One New York Plaza, and you were at
I was on
what
Park
is it?
Avenue.
Oh, you okay? So you were at 299 Park Avenue,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
299 Park Avenue.
uh,
Okay, okay.
yeah, but
But
go on,
I
Sam.
went.
That
Okay,
education. But go on. Tell me about
okay,
how things looking on the ground politically. How it looking, my
okay,
man?
okay. Look, I went to see my friend Nathaniel McGill on Tuesday morning.
Right.
We had a we had like a 3 minute conversation. Look, I told Nat, I don't like the way things are in the country where we're fighting each other. You know,
Mm-hmm.
where there is this tension between us against them. We can't build a country. We really cannot build a nation. Who is it? Security? Isa? Hey, I'm hearing some sound. Let me check this out, okay, Charles?
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Do that. Go do that. Gentlemen, please. Look. I have very little tolerance for rudeness, but I have a problem too. If you're gonna write on this, a text in this thing here, please listen. I need to do a grammar class to help some people with subject and verb agreement. So if you're gonna write here, Vasco, you said, look at Reverend, calling Dylan the light. What light people really talk about? What have he done? No, it's not what have he done. You Vasco, singular. What has he done? Not have. Have is plural. So next time, write what has he done to call him light. Okay, not what have he done. I will do this if you will write here and start challenging my verbiage. I would challenge your grammar. I'm not afraid to deal with that. So stop putting have with he. Whenever it's he or she, put has, Has. They have, we have, he has. All right, don't be writing here with bad grammar. I'm not going. I will correct you. But go on.
No. I just
Sam.
I just heard some footsteps. I just want to make sure it's my security. That's
No.
all.
I just heard
Yeah.
somebody here saying, "Look at Reverend calling Dylan the light. What light people really talk about? What have he done?" No, I just telling them you can't say he and have.
Yeah.
Now, or if you're gonna write here, write proper grammar. Go ahead. You were talking about
Yeah. Okay. So I went to McGill's house
yeah, McGill.
on Tuesday morning, and he's my friend. You know, close friend. You know,
You
but
were telling him you don't
close.
like where things are going.
Yeah. Okay. Because he look, I didn't say all of this to him, but I've been telling him for a long time now. The CDC is in power. They hold complete administrative control over the country of Liberia. Huh?
Hmm.
And they have control over the coffers of state, the money. They have control over the apparatus of state, like the state security. And I mean they own power, but they own power, and I see there is anger because you know what, Reverend? They're not feeling love from the population.
But how will they feel love from the population? What they need to do to feel love? And you got to show
That's
love.
the point.
Love
So
begets love.
yeah, you see, but but this is the thought, right? This is the thought. The thought is saying that because we country people, we poor people, we came to power, and the elite don't like us. Okay, and sometimes they try to capture in country and Congo, or they try to put it in, like the poor boy Joe from Gibraltar, he became president. and we don't respect the fact that he's president. That's not true. What is true is that the trappings of power has consumed them so much, and the corruption and the visible corruption, the things that they did when they first came to power, alienated them so much, so far away from the people. Let me give an example. My daughter, the lawyer, was the attorney for his baby's mother, Miape Gono, in 2016 May in Newton County. You remember that case, Reverend? Reverend?
I'm listening to you.
But you remember that
can't
case?
say I remember what I remember. That's why I'm trying to hear.
Okay, but in 2016, a young lady called Miape Gono, who lived in Newton County, she got my daughter, hired my daughter as an attorney to pursue Mr. Weah in court for child support.
I remember now.
Yes, okay. And my daughter Kime was the attorney for Miape. And he claimed indigent in the court. He said he didn't have. He couldn't afford to pay more than $169.
Sam, this place is a forum not only for information but for teaching. Okay,
Yeah.
I've decided now when people come on here with their poor grammar, especially if they're being critical, I will correct them. I got to do that so they can learn. Okay, so you're going to write something to somebody. You do it with your subject verb agreement. Now, I also like to teach vocabulary. So you said the president claimed indigent. That meant he was poor.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. He said he was poor. He had money.
So he didn't have no money.
Okay.
He had no asset. He had nothing, right?
Uh-huh.
And he could only pay $169. So that's what the case was. But the judge ruled in her favor and got her $2,000 a month.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, my daughter, she does not joke when it comes to men who abandon their families.
So your daughter was the lawyer for this grieving mother.
Yes.
This
And my
aggrieved
daughter,
mother.
yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, if you in Georgia, if you need an attorney, it is K.L. Jackson Law. It's in Snellville, Georgia. Okay.
KLJacksonLaw.com.
Yeah. K.L. But Google it, child.
No, Sam, look, you're a smart man. Your children are smart. They are accomplished. You got a lawyer, doctor.
Yeah.
You got a doctor. You got a lawyer. I mean, all you need is a chef.
Yeah, and no, but my oldest daughter is dean of students at William and Mary.
Oh, well, there you go.
She's a PhD and a JD.
Oh, well, come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
man.
Before people
Okay,
say,
anyway.
Sam Jackson bluffed me again by his children. Which I enjoy, by the way.
But when all my children are not doing that well, though, I'll be very frank. But I want to talk about the ones that are doing well now, you know?
Why you expect to talk about the ones that are not doing well?
I know.
Let the other ones small. We encourage them.
Every family got black sheep, okay?
We encourage them.
We encourage them.
That's it.
We put in the hands. We put in the hands of God. Okay.
Let's go back to McGill.
Yeah. So I'm saying no. So they didn't. None of them have money. Akaros Gray, McGill, everyone, and then all of a sudden they're sent to power, and you see this visible display of wealth
Without any business.
without any income. 49 condos.
Hey, man.
Yes. Then they start breaking down the
Existing
Lodge,
property.
yeah, and refurbishing. Then you see a private jet. Then you see lifestyle changes with Ferragamo and Gucci. Okay? And then you start seeing things like the disappearance of 16 billion
25
Liberia, 25 million misuse. And then donors start to write to say the diverting donor money earmarked for specific purpose.
Non-profit organizations' money going into people's personal hands.
Yes. So you see, right there and then It started to come in the midst of all this poverty that were creeping in because our middle now was drawing down completely. At the end of 2017, they were finished. So all that spending you had from 2003 post-war, which was like yeast. You know when you're baking bread, you put yeast in the bread rises, right? But all that air, when you push the bread down, guess what happened? It's not solid, right? So when you have a yeast inflated economy, when that bubble bursts, when that economy is punctured, people lose income and it goes to the base, the reality. And that reality happens to be an economy that's not worth 2 cents to rub together. That economy. That economy is based on rubber, iron ore, and what? Zero, nothingness. The rubber been there since 1926. They don't process any. They don't make condoms. They don't make hand gloves. They don't make PPEs.
Why?
40%
Why?
because
Without a vision, the people
yes,
perish. All I can tell
perish.
you.
Okay, so let's come back to them. So you see all this poverty, and when you come to Liberia, you see everybody hustling, trying to sell something.
Mm.
Look out if you go to Mecklin Street, go down Waterside, go all over the place. Even right now, in when you drive in your car, people, little children with chiclet.
But hold it. All the things that people hustling trying to sell, none of them made in Liberia.
Yes,
Think
none of it.
about it. Nothing's
Yeah.
made in the country.
Oh yeah.
Even the
Yeah.
Doga
Yeah.
flag. I mean,
Yeah.
everything, the chicle, the biscuit,
Yeah.
none
Yeah.
of those things are
Yes.
made in the country.
Exactly. Exactly. So wage employment is a way to the middle class. Wage employment and entrepreneurship. That only well, there are only three ways for income. Okay, you get educated, you get a job, eh?
Hmm.
And that's wage employment. Or you have a skill. Or if you're lucky, if you finish high school and somebody hire you. But now in this modern age, it's very difficult for somebody just fresh out of high school to go get a good paying clerical job. Very, very difficult. Okay. So so now you have this
But
situation in the
Sam, you
country.
can never get wealthy by getting a paycheck working for somebody.
But put it to you this way, where you can if you're an investment banker
Uh,
and you're getting a
we
bonus.
talking Liberia where people
Yeah,
second
yeah,
trust the bank to put their money in. Come on now, Sam. Let's stay with
yeah,
it. But I'm trying to talk about McGill because you know what?
yeah,
We over here the other day, and I saw somebody write something about that. Saw that, and I know. I mean, I want you to just clarify this, but I need to see your face.
yeah. But let me just go into so basically I told him, look, I'll talk to you after December 8th. And why? The reason why I'll talk to him after December 8th is December 8th will tell me where Liberia go, right?
Now, why do you
If
say
it's
that?
right, because they're putting all of their eggs in this one basket, the
And
CDC.
why the basket? Let the people know what the name of the basket.
The Montserrado County senatorial seat.
You talking about
That
the
is
T5 basket?
the T5 basket.
Okay.
So it is a matter, as far as I'm concerned, is ego, but also the field is an existential threat to their political future and their
Not it.
economic future.
It is a pronoun. Let's put a noun to that it. What is the
Yeah, yeah.
it that is an existential threat? What is the it? Who is the it?
Dillon's winning this
Yeah.
seat on December 8th is a bellwether for what happens in 2023.
Hmm.
In 2023, you have a presidential election. If George Weah party cannot win in their in the state in
In that
Montserrado
stronghold.
and their stronghold, that will be a clear signal
That the
that
George Weah Party is vulnerable.
not only vulnerable, is on its last leg. So what they've done, they did not support this young lady, Paulita Weir, as they're supporting T5.
Aha.
They're spending millions and millions of dollars.
But where that money coming from?
They're coming from our money.
They're
State
taking the
coffers.
country's money to
Money, yeah.
invest it in the campaign of T5.
Yeah. Yes, to save their asses politically.
So,
That's
so,
what they're doing.
they're stealing from the coffers
Yeah,
to get the seat
yeah.
by bribing the people or paying
by
the people
bribing the people
to
by
vote
bribing the
for their
people.
candidate.
Exactly. And they one of them begged me.
That's where
to
we were headed
endorse-
to.
One of them begged me to endorse T5. He said, "Papa, you my papa. I'm your son." There is desperation, and I can see it. I can see it, and I can feel it. Look,
Wait a minute,
all
wait a
of
minute,
this-
wait a minute. You were called.
no, I
So-
wasn't called.
Okay.
Somebody that I'm very close to within the CDC,
Uh-huh.
who I look at like a son.
Right.
The only thing he didn't do, he didn't hold my feet. He begged me.
But he solicited
So, yeah. Can
your
you-
endorsement. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. He begged me.
I
They
can't hear
begged
you. I
me.
can't hear you. So,
Can you hear me?
So let me ask you this. How much? Yeah, I can hear you now. How much they wanted to get you to endorse T5?
And we didn't get to that point. We never got to that point.
Okay. No. I just wanted somebody to hear because somebody
Yeah.
was asking at the beginning of the program at its onset, did you
Yeah.
get the $50,000 to endorse T5?
My brother, me Samuel Jackson, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a reverend. I'm not Christian Cole like you. I would have taken the $50,000 easily,
Okay.
and I would give Dylan 25 of it.
The same way they're taking the government money for $5.
Yeah,
You would take some of that money and give it and give it to the light.
Exactly, because if you're gonna give me $50,000, okay, for me to stand there and solid my image, right? I'll give Dylan 25. The other 25, I will pay some of my school fees
Hello.
and go to the Maldives for a whole month and enjoy myself. Because if I endorse you,
Wait a minute.
I don't have the capability to deliver votes to you.
Hello.
I haven't been here in 5 years. I haven't lived here in 5 years. All I have is a map. I don't have influence over people. So
No. Let me say this. That is not true. You got a mouth. You are quite loquacious, but you also are quite influential. But you will not use that influence to sell it to somebody who you know isn't deserving of the job. However, what was on my mind is this. I did see about 2 weeks ago or less, Charles Sirleaf holding the hand of T5 up, endorsing him. The same Charles Sirleaf who was accused of printing money without the consent and of the legislature. The same Charles Sirleaf who was locked up in jail, the president's son. He was endorsing T5. Now, what does that mean? What do you got to say about that?
Yeah.
You were in Liberia, I think, when that happened.
Yeah. No, I wasn't in Liberia.
You were on your way.
I was on my way. You know, politics makes strange bedfellows.
Or criminal bedfellows.
Yeah. So,
tell me about this.
Anyway,
how you see it?
So now the way I look at it, this is an election that they will do anything and everything to win, Reverend. Because if they don't win this election, it'll be a clear signal to them that they've lost power completely.
Say that again. If they don't win this election,
it'll be a clear signal to them
of a downward spiral.
A downward spiral, and that the people have basically
lost confidence
in the government. And this, then see, they're not only looking at it as the loss of political power, but they look at it as a loss of economic power. And that makes it very dangerous because there's some legal liabilities to the people who run this government, because I guarantee you, Reverend, if there are orders that are carried out, there will be evidence that they have done something untoward with the resources of this country, and that they be afraid to be brought to book.
But then we probably, if any audit is done, we will not see the report from those auditors because they might not survive it. That's all I got to say. That's what the history tells me with auditors and reports in Liberia.
Now let me give you my own perception of how I view how things will turn out for this election. Yeah? I've been on the ground now for 5 days. Okay, it's day number 6 here for me. It's day number 5 for you. I don't see how Dylan loses this election.
Why do you say that?
Okay, great, good answer, good question. The anger and the frustration of the people in Montserrado County against this government, the anger is palpable. You know why? Because there's conspicuous consumption that you see, and they've elevated themselves to a level where they don't belong. You listening to me?
And where they look at people with impunity. I've dealt with some of that kind of arrogance. And of course, I put it in place.
Yes. So it's like, what I mean, I saw them. They have bloodshot eyes. They have to win this. They feel, and they've indicated that to me, some of them, that this election, they have to take it back.
A life or death.
Yes, for them.
Yeah.
Because theirs will be one of the shortest hold on to political power ever in the history of this country. And these guys, they fought hard in the rough and tumble for 12 years to ascend to this power. 12 years, Reverend. They spent 12 years in the wilderness working to ascend to power.
To do what? To do what after you get there? What do you do when you get it? You know what they remind me of, Sam? Let me tell you what they remind me of. I had a dog called Flip on Broad Street, Crown Hill, right? Flip would run after the car, bark after the car, run after the car, run after the car, run after the car. The car stopped at the red light. Then Flip didn't know what to do. Just stop. They've ran after the position, ran after this. They finally got it. Like Flip, they don't know what to do with it. But at the same time, they don't want to lose it. The same way here in America. Like Donald Trump. He ran after the president, he got it. When he got it, he didn't know what to do with it. Now that he's lost it, he still wants it. Talk to me, Sam.
So here is the conundrum they have. Okay? The conundrum. They're in a crucible. Okay.
Excuse
they got the power.
Okay. Break down crucible. Come on.
Okay. Well, they're in between a rock and a hard place.
They're in a conundrum?
A conundrum, yeah. So the thing is, and I'll be very frank with you, Charles. They're my friends. I'm feeling a lot of sympathy for them now. I see they are in battle. And I see that they're losing their grip on this power. And I see the reaction that has been demonstrated by them losing their grip on power. Because, Charles, I know how sweet power is in Liberia. I've been a minister twice in this country. And I know the sweetness of this power is like natural honey given to you with a silver spoon.
It's an aphrodisiac.
Yes. And then you get this power after working so hard, and you're about to lose this power because you did not have you didn't have the sense to understand the weightiness of the office that you were ascending to.
Wow.
Yes. And the trust, the bond between a government and the people is sacred.
Amen.
It's sacred.
Hold it there, Sam. Hold it there, Sam. And one of the things that people don't understand is that people like me and you, we don't hate anybody. What we hate is how the people are treated and ignored. How the people's plight are not dealt with. How the people are not heard. No government who fails to listen to its people can continually last. Because you need to listen, you need to adjust, and you need to help meet the need of your people. You cannot just ignore it and with belligerence. Please, but go ahead, Sam.
So they loosen their sacred bond, trust, which exists between them and the people. And how's that been manifested? Let's give an example. Okay, let's go to the 16 billion. Okay. The issue of the $16 billion is unsettled. It's unsettled. Yes. The Crow report in the Presidential Investigation Task Force said you must do a forensic audit to determine where $16 billion went. But because based upon the records, we don't know where it went. It didn't go to the banks, and it didn't go to pay government obligation like debts, like T-bills and T-bonds. So you must do a forensic audit. They haven't done that. The report also said the $25 million, 17 million vanished in thin air. We don't know what happened to it, okay?
How money you vanish in thin air, my man? That magic?
So, and no one has been held responsible. And then we see the visible display of all this wealth, right?
Without any of these guys owning any kind of business or running any kind of business.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not only the visible display, but the refusal to declare his asset and to publish his asset. Yes. So now, combine that with the unexplained and suspicious deaths of 4 people. Then combine that recently with these autopsy reports that no one in this country believes.
But how you can believe it? But how you would die from carbon monoxide in a car in Liberia? Come on, man. Who would leave a car window up in that hot country? Just think about that.
but the thing is, and look at it this way, right? These people supposedly having sex in the middle of Broad Street.
Opposite the church.
Of Broad Street, in front of a church. Right? The guy, and then his pants are taken away from him. Right? The guy comes to steal, to take money. He doesn't just put his money into the pockets. He takes from a dead man. It's almost impossible to pull a dead man's pants down because the legs, the body, is stiff, very stiff. You have to tear the clothes off the dead man.
So where were the clothes?
It was like a few hundred yards away from the car. His nice clothes, his pants.
Out of the car?
Out of the car.
What his clothes doing out of the car if you're having sex in the car? He got a naked and left his clothes out there?
They said a thief came to steal $30. And this thief stole the pants.
But they know the amount of money too?
Yeah, but he didn't take the pants. He didn't take the pants.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped the pants off not far from where they found the car.
Okay.
And they will have you believe that these two people drove their cars behind each other to get in front of a church to have sex in front of a church. And these people are two people with advanced degrees. When you and I were kids, the easiest thing was to go to have sex with a girl that you like, or to go to one of your friends that rented a room and you ask him for 15 minutes. So you want to tell me this responsible man who had a job, Yellow Motel is not even $10 for 2 hours, short time.
But how you know all that detail?
Because
That
I'm
was
a street nigga. I'm a street nigga.
Okay, okay. But Sam, I
That's
get the
what I'm
point.
saying.
I get the
Okay?
point. So
But
we don't trust this verdict. We don't trust the
we don't
results.
see there's trust. And I was here, the report was released, I believe, on Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
And Wednesday, I went and listened to various radio stations. The public anger, the public ire, RRE, is
Mm-hmm.
so bad. They, it's beyond belief. And let
Hold
me tell
on,
you something.
hold on, wait, Sam. I gotta bring this up because I had this written down the side here. Since you brought this up, I gotta throw this in, and I'm sure you can connect the two, and answer this right, because one of the things that the Bible speaks of is that the enemy, Satan, he's called the prince of the air. You listening to me? You always
I'm
asking me if I
listening.
listen to you. Satan is called the prince of the air. What the enemy to the people wants to do is control the airwaves, especially in a country where the predominant number of the people are not literate and do not read. They get their information from the airwaves. Okay, so I've been watching all these radio stations, no matter what name they call it. All of them sooner or later become an extension of CDC government. Everywhere you see CDC government, you see them running there. Everywhere you see CD government, whole day they're running behind CD government. That is why I divorced myself from some of them in addition to other
Yeah.
reasons. But when you find all these radio stations pontificating the propaganda of the government, tell me now, do you see what I'm talking about?
Well, Reverend, let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
The truth crushed to the ground
True crush the earth will rise again. Come on, Martin
will
Luther
rise
King.
again.
Yeah.
It's impossible to live in this country and not see the visible signs of anger, decay, degradation, and near hopelessness.
So when the radio announced all these things, that this thing, that the people are not buying it.
But if you're hungry, if you can't buy a baby milk,
Hmm.
and the radio is telling you that manna is falling from heaven,
Mm.
and you know the reality,
Mm.
you look at that radio station there like it's a comedy show.
Ah.
It's
Ah.
comedy.
Sam,
Look,
and that is one of the reasons why I'm trying to get my own broadcast network in Liberia, because something got to go against this Fox News that you find all over Liberia, because
but
that's
let
what
me,
it
yeah,
is.
no,
It's
no, I
all
agree.
CDC propaganda.
Yeah, but let me explain something to you. Propaganda has to be mixed with some degree of work. People can't eat propaganda. They can't feel propaganda. They can't
Ah.
chew propaganda. The best form of propaganda is the propaganda that is mixed with some degree of material benefits to a significant slice of the population.
Hmm.
Governments that stay in power for a long time, no matter how bad they are, they provide some benefits, some material benefits So even if it's a tiny minority, but they provide some benefits to that minority, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those people are so well fed, well housed, well clothed, right? Well
Mm-hmm.
educated, that they become the extension of the propaganda, right?
Mm-hmm.
But under the circumstances in this country, there are just a handful of people within the government who are actually enjoying the material benefits of the state.
Hold on. Now you come into something else I wanted to bring up. As you speak out, there's some things that I've been having, and I'm glad you're on the ground, because I think it probably 2 months ago, Twe came to Liberia and told Liberian people that what they need to do is make George Weah a benevolent dictator, contrary and in contravene to the Constitution of this republic. Now, whoever heard of a dictator being benevolent? Can you tell me about this thing here? About this
Uh,
idea about making,
well,
because I think 12 is only saying that because as long as the dictator is there, then he got a job and he can keep eating.
yeah.
And the rest of them,
Well,
the few of them.
yeah, but look, the idea of a benevolent dictator in the political economy is where an autocrat uses patronage to benefit a privileged few. That was like Tottenham.
Okay.
That was a benevolent, yes.
A
So
privileged few.
a privileged few, a privileged few, and then in the
But we
and
already
then
got that. We already
yeah.
got that.
But you don't have a privileged few. You
Uh,
have a privileged three of
Click.
five.
It's a click.
Yes, a privileged three of five. When when most officials of government themselves have to pay homage to the president, to my friend Miguel, and to Samuel Twe. I heard from a legislator today that Samuel Twe has promised to pay them for the holidays by paying them for 2 months, November and December. Now, if it has to happen this week that is coming, because the following week is the election.
Hold on, Sam. Hold on, Sam.
Yeah,
And that the
yeah.
same thing that hurt them the last time. They had not paid the
Exactly.
people. The people
Exactly.
were angry, and they went and voted Dylan in.
Yes.
Okay, so now
So
they're coming back with this.
yeah,
So they got to put
yeah.
something in their hand before election time.
So, but you see,
The people going to fall for this?
they're not strategic because the whole process of paying, it is not just like a snap of the finger like that. People money have to go to the bank, then they have to go to the banks to get the money, and there's a problem with illiquidity within the banking system today.
Okay, I beg you now. You come in with that kind of thing again. I know what illiquidity is. What it mean? Eh? The bank got money?
When you put the money in the bank, they can't find Liberian dollars.
Ah.
They can't find the money. They don't know where the money is. Okay? Look, today I had a check. I was going to deposit this check. My niece told me, don't deposit that check because when you deposit a check, when you come to get your money, you'll not be able to get it right away.
So what you
A
would do?
small amount of money. So she told me to go and withdraw it over the counter from the bank it was written from
Aha. Go to the teller. Get it from the bank.
and get it.
Okay.
Don't deposit in your account. Because when you're ready to go next week, you'll not be able to get your money.
You will leave it there.
You'll leave it
And,
there.
if it ain't checking account, by the time you come back, interest and everything, I eat it up.
But but you see,
Oh, goodness. Banking.
here is the thing, okay? When you're an economist, you are generalist in terms of in the macro economy, right? You have to specialize in an area of the economy and be an expert in that area. The problem that they're having, they have a generalist as the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, which has no specific expertise in an area of economics. Because the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning has three components: finance, which is fiscal, right? Then development, and then sectoral planning. Sectoral planning means you have to look at all the sectors of the economy, whether it's agriculture, whether it's forestry, whether it's mining, okay, and find ways to superintend the growth and development of these sectors, Reverend. You
I'm
follow me?
listening. I'm
Okay.
always, you see me like that? I right
So,
there. I coming
so
back with some
now,
question.
yeah. So Mr. Twain is playing a role only of a disbursement officer, paying people. That's all the government is committed to. Pay salaries at all costs. And when it comes to just paying salary at all costs, then what you're doing, you are neglecting other major functions of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Samuel Twa went on radio today and he kicked my ass. So he thinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said they're saying that in Kaya, they don't know what they're talking about. We will soon get electricity for 13 cents per kilowatt hour and all that kind of
It will
thing. I
soon
look at
get
him.
it. You
Yeah,
know who he sound like?
yeah,
He sound like Donald Trump.
yeah,
It will soon happen. It will soon happen. It will soon
yeah.
happen. It will disappear. It will
So,
go away. How?
but here is the thing. The other thing they're depending on, Metal Steel is telling them that they're going to spend $800 million for expansion. But let's come to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, okay? Disbursing salaries to to civil servants is not an economic policy. It is perfunctory. Perfunctory means something you do just closing your eye. It's clerical. It's it doesn't it does it's not any there's no magical formula. You don't need to use rocket science to send money to people's account in a bank. Okay? You have about 70,000 workers, civil servants. 66% of 66% of the budget goes to pay civil servant salary, right? That's about
Mm-hmm.
24 to 26 million dollars a month. That's what they strive to pay on a regular basis.
But they're
So,
behind. They're behind
and
though.
yeah, let me
Now
on.
they won't. Now they
So,
won't catch up before election.
yeah, but here is the thing I asked. I want to put out there to my friend, and I have a lot of respect for Samuel Twebb, but he's a little arrogant and he's
They
a
all
little
are arrogant. They all are
yeah,
arrogant.
he's a little verbose and he's way out of his league and he doesn't recognize that he's out of his league. Okay. Samuel Twebb cannot tell you how much rice was produced in Liberia last year. I dare him. He cannot tell you how much cassava was produced in Liberia last year. He cannot tell you how much cocoa or coffee was produced in Liberia last year. Samuel Press cannot tell you within 15 to 20% the total monetary aggregate, the money stock of Liberia. He cannot tell you because the central bank does not know. How can you have a country where the money disappears? You can't find Liberian dollars. And because there's a shortage of the money appreciates. Money is supposed to appreciate based upon one thing and one thing only, Reverend. That is when you have a a surplus either in your current account or you have a trade surplus. But there's a country with a trade deficit and a current account deficit, with its currency appreciating not because of positive outcomes in the external sector, because there's the disappearance of the currency from the banking system. The money is here,
But it's
but
not
it's not.
disappearing only from the banking system, sir. And not disappear from the NGO. And not disappear from truck. The money that just disappeared. I don't know what kind of magic show
No,
they
no, no.
got.
What I'm
Oh,
talking about disappearance, I mean like you can't find Liberian dollars. So the rate now is 160.
oh,
It's
oh.
160. But here is yes, 160. So, but here is the problem, right? If the rate is 160, why aren't prices being adjusted downward?
Hmm.
Because if the money is more valuable now, you need less of it to purchase.
But
So there should be,
because the money isn't valuable,
but the money is not valuable. The money is just scarce. So, and
money's tight.
yeah. So it is not any monetary policy that they implemented that caused the Liberian dollar to appreciate. So it's an anomaly. So now they're asking for the printing of $27 billion.
But what's the backing of that money that they
Well,
printed?
well, it has no backing. You see, money is supposed to have the full faith and credit of the state. That's what we call fiat money. When the U.S. issues currency, eh,
Uh huh.
or print money. Now, printing money nowadays, Reverend, as you know, does not mean printing physical cash. It means just putting some zeros behind your account at Wells Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stimulus money, it just came straight to my account,
Okay.
right?
Right.
The federal government, they didn't have to print US dollars to satisfy the demand for the stimulus check that was being written, right? All you have to do is if they send you a check because you haven't filed taxes, you take the check, you go to the bank, right? You deposit it,
Mm-hmm.
it goes into your account. And what you do, you use your debit card, right?
Right.
When was the last time you saw cash?
I
I
don't
only
know.
saw cash.
I bought a lot of things, about $600 a day. I didn't pick up any cash.
Yes.
I use a card.
I only saw cash when I came to Liberia. Okay. I I have not seen cash for months and months and maybe almost a year or more. I don't see cash. Even when I go to McDonald's to spend $6, $3, $4, I use my card. When I go to the post office to buy stamps, I use my card. I don't know what money looks like anymore. And what I said when I was coming to Liberia.
Look, we keep printing money. You got money that was printed illegally according to the legislature. Charles Sirleaf was blamed for printing money, and those at the bank. People keep printing money. Money disappeared. 25 million, 16 billion. It's just a total fiasco. Mop up money, all that kind of stuff. There's no trace. There's no track. We got Houdini when it comes to money in Liberia. I don't get
Look,
it. I don't get it.
here is the yeah, but let me tell your audience where this money is.
You want something about a mattress?
I'm speaking as an economist now.
Okay, okay.
Last year, I spent 6 months in Liberia. When I went to Liberia, I had a meeting with Minister Twe, and I told him uh, what I believe to be the number one obstacle to the country's development for now, and the hardship it was causing. And first of all, that last year, if you remember, rising inflation because of the depreciation of the Liberian dollars, because of the infusion of that 16 billion. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I said somebody needs to study this to find out how this is impacting the economy and what needs to be done to address this anomaly where only 6% of currency in circulation is within the banking system. And your money,
Hold it, Sam. Sam, now you say how is it there's only 6% of the money in the economy is in the bank? Where this information comes from?
it comes from the Central Bank of Liberia in their report of
I hope somebody
2018.
listening because they say, oh, that
Yeah.
Liberian money there, Liberian money there. The jail gave somebody $100,000 for I don't know what it was, a fight or whatever.
Look,
So if only 6% is in the bank,
yeah.
that is deplorable.
But in their last report last year, the central bank said it had increased to 20% of money in circulation in the bank. But let's look at the comparator countries, Sierra Leone and the West African Monetary Zone and other countries in the West African Monetary Zone, right? Like Gambia, like Guinea, okay? In that West African monetary, they have two monetary uh, thing in West Africa. You have the Francophone, then you have the West African, you understand? Okay,
Yeah, I got you.
okay. So Nigeria is in the West African monetary zone. Okay, so in the West African monetary zone, the highest amount of currency outside of the bank is 20%. 20%
Outside of
that's
the
it,
bank.
outside of the bank, and 80% within the banking system.
So
And the
wait. 20% outside, 80% inside.
right,
Okay.
right.
But
In other,
you just told us
no, but
94%
in the
outside
other
and
countries,
6% in Liberia.
exactly.
Wow.
So now they said in their last report in 2019, they said 20% was
In the bank.
20% was in the bank and 80% outside. But that's in what we call it, it's abnormal. Doesn't make any sense. So Liberia is a strange animal for several reasons, but the primary reason is that you don't have an organized financial system. Secondly, you have financial exclusion. Financial exclusion is when you have very small number of adults with bank accounts. Liberia, only 7% of adults use the banks. Only 7%. The rest of the money is in the informal economy, cash and carry. Liberia uses a limited amount of Visa, MasterCard, mobile money. In Kenya, 92% of the
Overwhelmingly.
population use mobile money. Ghana, 50% of the adults 18 and over have bank accounts and they use electronic banking. Then they also have real-time gross settlement in terms of how the relationship between the banks, in terms of the clearing, is almost instant clearing. Back in the days when you and I came to the States, you could write a check to Walmart or write a check to a grocery store.
To Sears, yeah.
Yeah, on a Friday, and you're getting paid Monday, and you deposit that money on a Monday.
Yeah.
But if you go to Walmart today and you give Walmart that check, that money comes out of your account, is zap it out right away.
That's right.
Right.
You
can't play that
account.
float.
They debit the account.
Yeah. You can't play that float anymore. Like I used to play. If I need groceries on the weekend, I'm getting paid on Monday.
You buy because you know the bank closed on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. So I write them a check, right?
Yeah.
So Liberia have three parallel financial structures: the Indians, the Lebanese, and the Fulahs, especially the Fulahs. The Fulahs are like the money changers, the Jewish money changers of the Middle Ages. You understand?
They change your money at a profit, though.
They hold the money, not hoard. They hold
HOLD,
the money.
yeah.
Yes. They don't put it in the banks because they need to trade that money. They need to have it instantly. How do they get that money? They get it because of the structure of their economy. You're sending $400 to $500 million a year to Liberia. That is the largest source of foreign exchange. The
Money
money that we
we
send
sent from diaspora, from the
from
diaspora.
diaspora, yes, and that's is bigger than foreign direct investments for most countries, especially Liberia. So the diaspora is a significant part of the economy of any country now. Okay.
I will come to that because just from our conversation last week, a number of young people call and say, you know what? Why don't we in the diaspora set up a credit union that we can help businesses and individuals who want to do that? Because it doesn't take much when you consider how many we are. We can put maybe $25 a month, $50 a month, whatever it is. Create a central place. And you brought up that idea. You talked to me about it. About 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But when you get back, we will work on that. But go on.
Yeah. But so now that money comes in, it goes to MoneyGram or Western Union or whatever, right? When you get physical US dollar cash.
Money Union, Western Grand, get that cut before you even send it. Oh.
Yeah, but
the
of
$10,
course.
the $5,
Yeah,
the $7.
whatever, okay?
Yeah.
So you take that money, and what's the first place you go? You go to the fuller man because he has the highest rate. You get a higher rate from him. So you give him that precious foreign exchange, and you take the Liberian dollar. That's what you're going to spend. When you want to give somebody money, you're not going to give them US dollar. You get the horse-ball LD. They go to the market, you get an LD. When they go buy to fly, you get an LD. So that's a transaction of money, right? Right? So now, what do the fullers do with that US dollars you give them?
That's what I want to know.
Great. Don't forget, Liberia is an import-dependent economy, right?
We said that. We said that. Everything.
Because an import-dependent economy, they need a foreign exchange to buy, to reorder the goods. So the fuller man who's selling the goods, who's selling the rice, who's selling the building material or whatever, they need to get US dollars.
You're listening. Hold on. That's why I call this thing class. We're not coming here to fighting. We come here to learning. Let's break it down, Sam. Break it down because some people just here to fight and defend.
Yeah.
I pray that some people would take a moment to learn.
Yeah. Okay. So then they don't put that money in the bank. Okay?
They hold it. They don't hoard it. They hold it.
Of course. Because there are 3 reasons why you put money in the bank. Number 1 is safety. Some people don't steal it, right? The second thing is liquidity. You need ready access to your money. When you want it, you want to be able to go to put your card in the ATM and take that money out, right?
Yeah, I want that too. What the third one?
Is income. You use your money to make money.
To make more money.
Yes. So you get interest.
But your money not safe in Liberia bank. Most time when you need it, you can't get it.
Yeah.
So that only 6% there.
Yeah. It may yes. But the main reason why it's not there because of the inefficiency of the banking system and the structure of the Liberian economy. Import dependent, people need ready money. And then the fullers, and they don't trust the banking system. They don't trust the banking system. They are more efficient in intermediating what we call the circular flow, the relationship between buyers and sellers. It has to be an efficient flow. That's what we call the circular flow. Typically, the bank is in the middle of 90% of transactions within the economy, the GDP. The banks pay the intermediate. If I want to buy a bike, I use my card or use a check, right? The bank's intermediate is the bank. So
If you
what
want to buy
happens is,
something, you use the bank.
right. So what shifts is the balance from one account to another. It leaves Sam Jackson's account, right?
Hmm.
As the buyer, it goes into the seller's account.
And there's a
That's
there's a tracer in that you can
right,
track it. You can
right,
track it.
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So all it is just is shifting balances between accounts. When I put my car to Walmart, the money zaps out of my Wells Fargo and going to Wells Fargo's account. It's shifting the zeros. That's
Mm.
all it does. It's shifting the zeros, right?
Hmm.
So the banks are intermediating more than 90% of the GDP transaction of GDP, the goods and services sold in the United States. In Liberia, it's a $3 billion economy, right? In
Hmm.
terms of nominal GDP. The banks are only intermediating by 10% of the GDP. And they're only able to finance 20% of the imports.
Wow.
Because the
And
nine
here is
banks,
here is a country
yeah,
that
yeah,
predominantly depends on
right,
import, but the
yeah,
bank can only handle how much of the import?
yeah,
Twenty
yeah.
percent.
Only 20% of imports.
But
Because the
Sam,
right,
everything in Monrovia, everything in Liberia we import.
yes,
We
but
don't make anything.
the banks, look at when I was working as a vice president at Chase Manhattan Bank, right? We were doing letters of credit, right?
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
financing trade, okay, importing from different places. So the banks were financing that. But the banks in Liberia don't have the capacity to finance the $1 billion worth of imports that come into your country. They don't have it because the total assets, not cash, not liquidity, the total assets of the banks is only 800 million.
How many banks?
Nine banks, 93 branches. But
Nine, 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 branch, nine, hold on, 9 banks with 93 branches throughout the country,
yes, yes,
with only how much?
with only
800.
800 million in total asset.
Wow,
Yes.
wow,
So,
wow.
yes.
Look, Sam.
So,
Hold
yeah,
on. Let me digest some of this thing you're saying here, because you told us earlier that most money not in the bank, and people were fighting, arguing the money in the bank. But now you explain to us why. That's why we
yeah,
got long line. Because sooner or later, people won't all collect their money. Why? They don't trust the bank because the money will not be there when they come. And their money
yeah.
not safe in the bank. Because only
Well,
6% there.
the money may be safe in the bank,
Okay.
okay, but you don't have access to it. It's not liquidity.
But if it,
Eh?
look, if I ain't got access to it, it ain't safe. I
Well,
don't
no,
care
it's
what you
not so
say.
much.
If I
It's
can't
not
get my hand on
so.
my money when
You
I
will,
want
you will,
it,
you will eventually get it. You
yeah,
will
but I want
eventually get
eventually,
it.
I won't get it when I want it. It's my money.
Exactly.
It's my
So that's
money.
why that is the function of liquidity right there.
Okay.
Liquidity. That's the function of liquidity. When you want it, it has to be ready.
It's my
When I
money.
go,
JG
when I
Wentworth.
go,
It's my
exactly.
money.
When I was coming to Liberia, I went to Navy Federal. Okay,
Hmm.
I went to Navy Federal, and I slapped my red debit card. Okay,
Yeah.
I gave it to the teller, and I told her I wanted X amount of dollars
Yeah.
to come.
Yeah.
She's counted it, put it in a the white little pouch. She
Yeah.
handed it to me. I put it in my pocket, and in less than 3 minutes, I ordered the bank.
Whose money is it? Your money.
It's my
When do you
money,
want
right?
it? When you want it.
When I want it, right? So by Liberia, the last time I wanted to cash a check for $15,000, it took me like 7 hours to get my money out of the bank.
Oh yeah, so many
Uh,
people you had to go through. You don't have to tip anybody to get you money.
Oh, I went to lunch and came back, and I still didn't have my money.
Ah.
Today, today I went to the bank for a small transaction. I went there around 10. I didn't get it till 3 o'clock. Then the girl brought the money outside of me.
And you get her none.
I gave her $10.
But that's what I think. I never forgot. I had to do a transaction. Was it 3 years ago with my brother?
Yeah.
$20,000 check. You know what he told me? Oh, but brother, you got to get it person small. You got to get it person small. You got to get it person small. You know what I told him? I said, all that small
Wow.
coming from your portion ain't coming from mine. When I go to the bank to cash my check, I got to get nobody jack.
But you see now, while the Fullahs, the Lebanese, and the Indians don't want to be involved in that kind of rotten
Illicit
banking.
transaction. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, they don't want to
Wow.
be involved, so they don't use the banks. If you want to go to Dubai to buy goods, you have Liberian dollars. You can take it and give it to the Fullah man. He will not. He may not give you dollars here in Liberia, U.S. dollars.
Okay.
But when you go to Dubai, you can go to another Fullah man in Dubai who will
Wow.
give you the dollars there. It's a
So
network.
they got a network, and you
Yeah,
mentioned that last week. You said
yeah,
the Lebanese got a network, the Indian got a network, the Fulanese got a network, and
yeah.
Liberia got no net.
Yes.
So nothing working.
But we are clowns. In our own economy, we don't control our money in our own economy. The Central Bank of Liberia has no control over the largest quantum of its currency because it's outside of the banking system.
And now
So
when
it
you
cannot.
talk, no, a minute, Sam, because this is the thing that frustrates me with our people. When you talk this kind of thing that makes sense, that has statistical data even from the central bank, people come say you hate people, you hate the government, you hate all of that. No, what we hate is ineptitude. That's what we hate. But go on.
Okay. So now you have an inefficient banking system. A banking system that cannot find a bank is supposed to provide credits. Credit is the lifeblood
Lifeblood.
of any economy to propel economic growth and development. Right. As a young man, I don't have cash to buy a car, but I use my credit, right? Listen to me, Reverend. I use my credit. I go to the bank, I go to the dealership. The dealership give me the car. GMSC finances my car. Or Ford Motor Credit finance my car. Or the bank will finance, right?
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get a car, I pay for over a period of 5 years. Guess what happened? The dealership gets the money. GMSC takes the money from borrow the money from the bank at a low interest rate and gives it to me at a high interest rate. They're
And you
making money in that
you make your
transaction.
monthly payment directly
Yeah.
from your checking account. There's a tracing on all of this. There's a tracking.
Yes, right.
But
So GMSC is not a bank. It's a finance company. But they have banks that are backing GMSC, that are backing Ford Motor, right?
right.
So when they give you the money, they're borrowing it from their bank at a lower interest rate and giving it to you at a high
Higher
interest rate.
interest rate. So they're making
Yeah.
money off you.
They're making money on that. The automobile dealership is selling the cars, they're getting the money right away.
And they're
And
able
they're
to sell
financing
those
it.
cars and make those cars because of the
Yeah,
kind of loan they get from
exactly.
the banking industry.
So they can go and refinance the inventory. They can they can order more cars. They can make more money,
That's right.
right? So that's how it's supposed to work in a functional economy. The banks and financial institutions intermediate. They they are the engine that drive. When you dry up credit, remember when in the 2008 2009 global financial crisis, it because credit dried up in the banking system. The banks were illiquid. They couldn't provide credit. So what happened?
You said the
The
bank
Federal
was broke.
Reserve, yeah, the banks are broke because the banks have been lending money, okay, to people who were not credit worthy in this
Ah.
financial crisis. In
Hold
this
on,
in
hold on,
this
hold
month,
on, hold on. Some of
yeah,
the problems that has helped, that has caused a dry up situation in the bank is I've read where several government officials have gone and taken big loans from the bank. They had no
no, but
collateral. They had no collateral. The bank gave them these large amounts of money because of their position, and these guys neglect to pay.
yeah, but there's a high what they call it non-performing loan, but 20% of loans in Liberia are non-performing. Where in
Explain the
America,
non-performance, what it means to people, I beg you.
non-performing means they're not paying.
Ah, so what happened to the bank? The bank got no interest. They
Yeah,
lose. The bank has lost
yeah,
what they invested in you to pay back with interest, and
exactly.
the money
Yeah.
gone. But
But
normally
guess what?
it's a big shot imposition that they lend
Yeah,
that money to.
yeah. But guess what? In America, only 2% of people default on loans.
But we got no credit system in Liberia. There's
Exactly.
no consequences if you don't pay.
Yes. There's no reference credit bureau in Liberia.
Ah,
That
you,
great
you,
that
you credit
with a
can't spoil
FICO.
even though you pay the
Yeah,
bank.
yeah, yeah. No FICO score. Okay? In America, you have TransUnion, you have Experian, and you have Equifax.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Three credit bureaus. If you're going to buy a house, you need three credit bureau reports on you before you buy a house.
Yep.
You cannot, in Liberia, you build a house from the foundation, you take it up to window level, you take it to roof level, then you roof it. It takes you 2, 3, 4 years to do it. In America, I want to buy a house. It takes me 30 days to close. The buy, the seller gets their money at the closing, electronically transferred to their account. Before I came, eh, my wife had to sell one of her properties, in order to, to pay my school fees and put me into I told you the business and stuff.
Right.
We put the
The house
townhome on the
also.
market. The
Right.
townhome on the market. In less than 5 days, we got an offer. We closed
That
and put
was
it.
good, man, because sometimes it takes a while.
Right now, it's a seller's market right now. There's so many buyers. And this was an investor from California. We have bought this townhome for 16, 17,000, and we sold it for 60,000 plus.
Wow.
Right? To pay my school fees, to buy. I'm not saying I'm going to the cleaning business, right? I
Right.
bought this bed, okay, and then of course, small money for me to just kind of enjoy myself, a little
Yeah,
bit,
you gotta
not
enjoy
much.
small. You gotta enjoy small.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. So
Sam,
anyway, yeah,
Sam, look, I know we've gone through this money thing here in Liberia. You've explained it. You know, people are learning and people appreciate this. Of course, there will always be, the naysayers. But one of the things that concerned me a few months ago, I know I'm changing the subject matter. Uh, I saw a picture of a cake plane, airplane, with the president and other people standing by. And I'm saying to myself, oh, wow, we buying airplane. Then I start thinking about it, but how many people flying in the COVID time, the COVID period? Why are we going to be buying airplane at this kind of time? Why are we spending all that money? How that thing going to happen, my man? What do you know about this? Because for me, it didn't
this
make
is
sense.
this is fake. It's a fraud.
I mean, the whole
It's
thing
like,
was a charlatan scheme.
yeah, it's a wooden nickel.
Explain, my friend. Y'all
You know what they
listen,
call
y'all
it?
listen. Y'all listen to information.
You know what they call wooden nickel? Wooden
Yeah,
nickel
white
is,
elephant.
yeah, it's like a $3 bill. That doesn't
Ooh.
exist. Yes. Look, Chief, what's his name? Eric Bannerman, okay, is the CEO of that fake airline. He's undergoing the process to develop an airline in Ghana.
He's undergoing. He hasn't
Yeah.
developed one. It's a plan. It's an
It's a
idea.
plan. The Ghana Civil Aviation Authority wrote the Liberian Civil Aviation Authority that they had not granted permission for this man to even be an airline.
Now, why you brought up this man in connection with the Liberian Airways?
Because he is the chief executive officer of the airline that is going to Liberia.
Which
His name
airline
is
that?
Yes, Eric Bannerman.
The airline that's
His,
going to Liberia?
yes,
So
the one I
Liberia
want.
doesn't have an airline, and the man
Yeah,
who they're working with for the airline,
He
and
doesn't
not
have an
licensed to
airline
do
either.
anything. Oh, so
He
how
doesn't
did they
have an
have
airline.
that dream?
The man, let me tell you something. All the airline offices, all the airline, established airline office, South African Airways, Alitalia, everything is mostly on Ring Road. My mother is Fanti, or what rather was Fanti.
Ring
Okay?
Road is in Ghana.
Ring Road is in Ghana.
Okay.
Okay, almost central Accra. That is the hub of the airline industry in Ghana.
So what have you
Right?
learned?
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This man has his one of my friends, okay, lives
Hmm.
in Accra. He went and took a picture. I put it on Facebook. His office is in a decrepit part of Teshinugwa. The only thing that's in Teshinugwa is a little small businesses,
Hmm.
mom and pop operation, not
Wow.
an established airline.
So
This is just as bogus as Eton. The Eton $536 million fake loan. Just as bogus as the Iboma 400 some $1 million European financing.
right.
Okay. When I warned them about the Eton deal,
And
my
the
my
Eaton deal
cousin
was it to build a highway or something like
the
that
Bella Highway, they
along the
went and
coast?
the Coastal Highway. They went and signed a deal with Eton, a company that has no website, didn't have no proof of funds,
Wow.
no proof of
So
funds.
so 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 this, they keep trying to do business with people and companies that are not vetted.
Well, they don't. No, they don't look in finance and high finance is always KYC. Know your client
Amen. That's
and
the
due
first rule.
diligence.
Know your customer. Know your
Know your
client. That's the
customer.
first thing. Your due
Know
diligence.
your customer. Okay, and
Wow.
that's what I'm saying to my friend Mr. Twin. As somebody who signs a bogus deal with a 419 company, you cannot go on radio and say Sam Jackson, you know what he's talking about. Because if you knew what you were talking about, you would not sign a bogus deal of 536 million and bring your country to such shame, to such shame.
Sam, I don't understand. Liberian people ought to be thanking you for unearthing this kind of thing. They ought to be thanking you.
No,
But folks,
no,
still,
no,
but
but
instead
listen,
they want to vilify you.
Joria came from one of his trips on a private jet, and he said that we were enemies of the state on the
Why?
Eton because we didn't want Liberia to progress. That they were getting this money, and we didn't want Liberia to progress. So we were enemies of the state, and his what do you call it in his minions on Facebook
Hmm.
were costing me and costing my mind, costing my whole family. But I laugh at them. You need an expert like me, but it don't have to be me because there are other people who know more than I do. Many Liberians, they got more. You need somebody like me, right? Somebody like me, but you don't have to use me. So it's not about me. The problem with Samuel Twa is he thinks he's the only one that understands economics, and there is no
But
way.
Sam, we're not even talking at a number. We're talking about you dealing with bogus companies and
Yeah,
bogus people and
look,
companies that do not exist. And
exactly.
that's what you're getting the government aligned with.
Yes. So the thing is, you cannot be a doctor, cannot be an internist, cannot be a gynecologist, cannot be an oncologist, cannot be a radiologist. Just because you're a doctor, you can't perform all those functions. And
Got to
because
find
I'm
your
an
specialty.
economist, yes, because I'm an economist, it doesn't mean I know about infrastructure financing, or I know about social economic, or I know about agriculture. You need sectoral experts. And what Senator has failed to do is to bring in sectoral experts with
How you
current
will bring in
knowledge.
sectorial actors when he doesn't know what he needs? He thinks all he needs is him.
Look, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf brought in Dr. Eric Wecker from the Harvard Growth Institute. Eric Wecker. She brought in Steve Radelet to write the a primer on economic revitalization in the post-war period. On the high-level panel, she brought in Dr. Gary Cornell, a medical doctor and a public health professional. She brought in Dr. Alian Sal from the University of South Africa. She brought in Dr. Remy Senguru from the UNFPA. And she brought in Sam Jackson to help her on the high-level panel, to guide her in the process during the writing of the Sustainable Development Goals. That's one of the reasons how I got into LSE, because of my work on the high-level panel. The recommendations I got from my colleagues. That's how I got into LSE. Only 8%.
Sam, yeah. when you're talking like this, things come to my mind about this same government. If you got the wrong leadership, no matter what country you are, you're going to suffer for it. Look at the difference between the cabinet put together by Donald Trump and the aid team that Biden is putting together already. You see what I'm talking about? Look at the history of these individuals. Look at the expertise. Look at what they've done in the past. Look at what they achieved. Look at the aid team that Donald Trump is putting together, and look at the team we got.
Well, ask yourself, if you were hiring in middle to high management in any Fortune 500 company, which one, who on Samuel Tuer's cabinet will you bring in as middle manager in a Fortune 500 company? Name me one person in his cabinet.
I don't know.
But ask let us seditious. Yeah, ask them. If you were to name somebody, okay? Ask them. Name me one expert that you got in your cabinet that you will go hire in a middle, not I say high management.
Middle management.
I said middle management.
That's a company. What's the annual growth for a company like that? A middle management.
Okay, Fortune 500. You talking about billions of dollars?
No, but we're talking middle management.
No, but I mean, you mean like maybe his division?
Yeah.
Maybe division, couple of 100 million.
Okay, but we got nobody. We got nobody.
But who they got? Who they got there? Who they got there that will go and get a job?
And then people say you don't like the president, you don't like this person, you don't like that person. Look, Sam. You know what I see? You know how I see it? It's like a person. It's like a person in the emergency room. Okay, that they've been brought in and they're on the stretcher, and then you got somebody there who never done any operation.
Brother, it's too cold here. Let me turn my air conditioner off.
Yeah, my man, too cold like that boy here. That boy don't act right. That boy don't act right. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. I know we're in a great discussion.
I gotta turn my air conditioner off. I gotta turn it off. I'm too cold. I'm too cold. I'm freezing.
I agreed. He's talking Joe cabinet, but I'm sure he's also talking about the people that surrounds Tuer in finance. Who are the people that surround him in getting this job done?
But in a Fortune 500, who that work in a Fortune 500 company before? Where? Okay. Who that work? Where? Who that work in a UN system?
Hold on now. Hold on now. Let me tell you the problem I have with us sometimes. Oh, okay.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, finish.
Who work there? Even with a community bank. Community bank.
I can't find none. No, not one. No, not one. Lord help us. Lord help us. Lord help us. The
Oh
degree of
God. Look,
ineptitude.
look, my man. Me, one of the reasons why I didn't want to join Ellen cabinet because Ellen brought in an 18. All the guys with their Ivy League education, I said, no, I ain't one of the guys here. Dr. What's his name?
Sire.
Anthony Sayer,
Yeah.
John Molu, Richard Tober, Eugene Shannon.
She went and got
Okay.
the best she could because she
She got the
understood
best.
what is needed. That's what I'm trying to say. You get Trump, he won the best. He won the best epidemiologist. He doesn't want the best virologist. But I'm trying to say, now the same thing we got. I can't forget it. That's the same thing we got. You don't want to use the people who got the knowledge, who understand the science.
Yeah.
You got to go to your A team. You can't neglect them and get the foo people and then want to run a government. That's why we're in the mess we're in.
But wait, Charlie,
Oh.
Charlie,
Yeah.
if a company wanted to do $1 billion investment in Liberia right now, right now, who they were sent to negotiate with that company? Who the owner Richard Tober? Who the owner Dr. Eugene Shannon? Who the owner Anthony Sayer?
It would not be fair.
But wait now, but who the owner Anthony Sayer?
You talking to the JV to the NBA?
Wait, let's see. Wait, when they say the world is going to develop another development strategy, who is that Sam Jackson that was sent on the high level panel to work with the UN for 2 years? Where he at? Who that Sam Jackson? Who that Sam? First of all, there are a lot of reports that they're incapable of doing. I dare them, they can't do it. Let them go write a sustainable development goal report. The last one I wrote was in 2010. In 2012, even the Ellen government went and brought in somebody to do it. The UNDP refused to accept it. They gave me the contract in 2014. But you know why that brother did not publish it? Because my UWA accepted, and I can send you a copy of it. They were printed in Sweden. But the Minister of Finance, I will not quite name a friend, he wanted to be the one to launch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So UNDP said, no, the lead writer is the one. And even in the acknowledgement, Charlie, in the acknowledgement, they didn't put my name in the acknowledgement.
But that's the problem we have. We do not use our best. We do not lift them up. What we do is we exfoliate them. We destroy them because of what?
Let me tell you the other reports they have to do. The number one thing they should have done was the census in 2018. They haven't done the census. If you can't do the census, you can't determine legislative districts, okay? They haven't done the core welfare indicator questionnaire since 2010, 10 years. They just did the Liberian Demographic Health Survey. The last one was 2013. They one was 2019, but they didn't put the maternal mortality figure in there because they couldn't come to grips.
Atrocious.
Atrocious. Okay. The labor force survey to determine the state of unemployment in Liberia. They haven't done it since 2010.
But what kind of employment we got? How we show anything?
But wait, no, but you got.
But that's part of the problem. If you don't know how bad things are and you know they're ridiculously bad, how do you correct it? So it's like somebody who trying to lose weight and scared to get on the scale.
Well, you
gotta measure it to know where you are to make incremental improvements.
Look, I laugh at them, right, Charlie? I in Liberia here, right? I had to go to radio shows early in the morning. I had to leave my house at 6 o'clock. In Covington, Georgia, I don't wake up before 10 o'clock in the morning. Retired. Getting 2 pensions. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, these buggers that can be on you can be saying you want job. I will come to Liberia. To get up in the morning, 6 o'clock every day. I'm my age, 67 years old. Get up early in the morning to put my clothes on, to get into my car, to go drive 2 hours to go to work at my age? How long do you think I would live if I did that every day?
But you're not sure at the end of the month you will get paid. Or when you get paid, you know the bank will
But
be
forget
liquid.
about getting paid. But they always say you want job. Which job I would take? Where?
But
Which ministry? Which
But
agency?
this is the concern about people in Liberia. People are in such abject poverty. They think everybody here looking for some kind of job.
Looking for a job. But I get,
But Sam, people like you, people like me, we're not looking for jobs. We create our own money. We create our own opportunities. I keep telling you, you know what job is? Just over broke. J-O-B. If you're working for somebody, you just over broke.
Yeah. But Reverend, they think, but I'm not 34 years old. I'm not even 55. I'm not even 60.
You're not even 65.
I'm not even 65. I'm past retirement age. Where do you want me to work? Where? Which government job?
And for whom?
For who?
Yeah, who you gonna work for?
To sit down and say, call who boss?
Hello.
Georgia? To call Georgia boss?
Look, Sam.
To be under the I would
be running the street saying muya.
Yeah.
That's what I need you for.
No, but I'm saying if they have a task, if they have a task and they want to write a paper, to write a policy, to explain some things, to do some seminar, why not? Yes.
Yeah, teaching your people is important.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things we do here.
Yeah. So for me to go, to get up in the morning, to go take the soap, put on my body, the sapo, scrub my body, put on my trousers, put on my shirt, carry my car, to go to Leave Pinsfield, to go 2 hours on a road in carbon monoxide. They did what I used to do when I was in my 20s and 30s in New York. That's what I'm going to go do at 67 years old. I'm a failure if I take a job with the Liberian government. I'm a failure. I'm an abject failure if I take a job. I'm 67 years old. If I go anywhere near managing director or minister in any government, then I'm a complete failure. I'm a failure in life.
Look, Sam, I got you up in the morning. What time is it there now? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
No, let me see.
Yeah.
No, man. It's about 3:40.
That's what I said. It's like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 3:40.
Yeah,
but
like
I slept. And I came. Well, listen to me. I slept. This is my time for me to be up. When we finish the program, I'm going to do my school lesson, yo.
What are you studying for? What is it called? An MSc?
Yeah, Master of Science in the cities, but with a concentration on infrastructure and social equity at the London School of Economics and Political Science.
There you go.
London School.
Folks, he's retired, but he's not retired from learning. Okay,
yes.
because life is a school. It's a constant school, and anyone who stops learning, then you might as well just die. So I believe in that. I believe in a continued education. If I got a doctor who stopped taking seminars and learning the new technique, I'm going to leave him. If I got a lawyer who stopped studying law and the changes in the law, I'm going to leave him. If I get an accountant who stopped studying the changes in the accounting law and the changes in how the new things that come out that is beneficial to me, my taxes, I'm going to leave him. Never stop learning.
Excuse me. There's a girl asking me will I reject being a director of LPRC. You see how I was on a board of directors of LPRC in 2011. I resigned. I left it. The free gas and the $1,000 a month. I walked away. I don't need that.
Amen.
You need it because you are a kid. You ain't raised your children yet. You send them to college yet. You do nothing yet.
And those things are expensive.
Yeah. You even buy your first car. You know? That man know when I used to drive a Mercedes, a Hess and her Mercedes with Baza plate on it in New York.
Hey man, Sam, don't do that, man. Because my wife drives a Mercedes, I drive a BMW. I got a Lexus sitting out for my daughter when she ready for it. And you know what? It's come from school and work and dreams and following those dreams. And you know what? I just feel bad when we try to help people and educate them about the future. They come at you lashing.
But Charles, I've been
Uh,
living in my house in Covington for nearly 20 years.
ah,
In my
ah.
one house for nearly 20 years.
Well,
The house I'm
I'm
living in,
I'm in mine for 20 years just about because we moved here
yeah,
when my daughter was
yeah,
3 and she's gonna
yeah,
be turning 21.
right.
So look, Sam, I gotta close.
But look, before we go, the house I said now, when I talking for like, bro, why I had to go cut the egg because it was so cold. Okay? I was so cold. The house was built in 1966. This is a Brown family residence. Brown. Browne in Pittsburgh, Joe Bar.
Okay, all
Okay?
right,
And
Sam.
I you know, afflicted neighborhood in Liberia. Okay?
Sam Jackson, listen, we've been on, my goodness, we've been on for 2 hours and 36 minutes. I didn't think it would be this long. I know somebody asked for music, and I'm sorry, I apologize. We didn't have any music. The conversation was just too sweet to get interrupted by music.
But
But
listen to
Sam,
me.
yeah,
Another person asking me somebody asking, where's that guy in your background? Can't take a look at the whole bed. Eh? Let
don't
me go
mind that,
see.
man. People always
No,
looking for
I
news.
want to see the whole bed. That idiot, look.
What, Gad? Don't mind that, man, Sam. No, man, Sam, you gotta be answering people that gonna question. We know nobody, no,
That's the language, man. The number that made me vex. Can't talk about what a get. You telling you?
But Sam, even if you had Gad, you would have him while you're on the program, man. Let him win. Sam, where are you, man? Start showing your room around. I know you got a nice place. There you go. Listen, Sam, I need you. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Where are you? Start hiding, man. Sam, I can't see your face. There you go.
I
Go.
mean, no internet problem, like, bro. You see, I bought a little,
No,
what am I gonna put in?
tonight, no internet problem. Tonight, no internet problem. I hope it
Because
like
I
that.
live in a country, I live in a country town in Georgia there.
I said,
What the
look,
internet?
Sam, please answer the question about $50,000 one more time, yeah. Sam took no money from
They gave me
nobody.
no, they gave me 50,000. And I'm
Oh,
gonna endorse T5 tomorrow morning. After I
yeah,
finish endorsing that, I'll tell them today. They're a bunch
yeah.
of idiots. Come on, God. Yeah, man.
Well, the rumors and the hope for bad things and the destruction of one's reputation is a part of this whole thing when you stand up publicly in the Liberian arena or for any arena for that matter. Sam, you got 3 minutes, man. Give us some parting
Look,
words.
look. This is a man that go to 3 countries. I don't have to wake up tomorrow until around maybe 11 o'clock to eat breakfast. That's why I'm running my mouth tonight. When you see me running my mouth, because I ain't gotta go to work the next day. I worked for 46 years. 46 years. In fact, 48 years.
So
From
you can sleep as late as you
1972.
want.
I sleep a little. Every fourth Wednesday, that check, that deposit goes to my wife's account.
Smart man, smart
Every
man.
every first of the month, the rental income goes into my wife's account. I don't,
Smart man. Yeah, yeah, which
and I
account to
play
go to? Yeah,
yeah,
which
to my
account
wife's
to go to?
account.
All
My
right,
wife's
all right.
account.
And she
Listen
gave
to
you
me.
allowance, right?
But Quaker, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't. First of all, it's not plenty of money. If I say plenty, I lie. But it's enough.
Ah,
It's
ah.
enough for me to eat every day. It's not plenty. And you don't need plenty of money. The thing around the CDC, man, the thing they need plenty of money to live. No, you don't need plenty of money to live.
But you need plenty of money when you know when that thing gone, you got no more money.
But if you don't need a whole lot of money to live. So you don't need to sacrifice your integrity and do things
Ah.
just for the
And,
money.
and Sam, hold on there. And
Because
that is what I want to talk to the Liberian people about.
yeah.
Because in the next month or so, in the next few weeks, there are a lot of people who's going to try to bribe you for a vote. But I beg you to look at the records Or, you know what, if they want to bribe you, you play on the other hand. Take the money and don't vote for them. But vote for people
Yeah.
who you know will make a difference. Okay? Do not let anybody buy you or cause you to lose your integrity or cause you to
Yes.
lose what you are. And don't bow to anybody for a few dollars. Okay? Because when a few dollars finish, they look at you like nothing because you
But
sold yourself.
but
So
but
please,
what
vote
carry
for
you?
integrity.
What carry you, Charles? Eh?
Uh,
When you lean down, when they playing that music, when they taking you to rest 6 feet,
yeah.
they're not taking you with how much money you made.
No, they won't. They won't. Or how much money
They're
you
taking
stole.
you, they're talking to you about what you did with your life,
How
your
you made somebody's
accomplishment,
life better.
and the impact you made on other people's lives. That's all that's important. All the farm, Ferragamo, Gucci, all the castle, the building, the 21.
They all leave it behind.
Yeah. Look, Ellen Salif, I spoke to her today. She was in Kenya. Okay. And I said Ellen Salif is perfect. But Ellen Salif, even if she stole, she guarded her name. She won $5 million. That because people say she got integrity.
Hmm.
More Ibrahim Price. She got the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She also got the Nobel Peace Prize. Priceless. And not because maybe she did some things, but she did not put it in our faces. She didn't build for the 9 condos. She didn't. Her house, the fish market, she didn't move from there. She didn't break it down and rebuild it.
And she told me that too. She shared that with me. She sure
Yeah.
did.
She did not wear Ferragamo shoes. She didn't wear fancy stuff. She didn't do fancy things. And she didn't. Ellie and I rode business class when she was president. I stayed with Ellie in her hotel room in London. I'm not, I didn't, I mean, I just stayed. I mean, I just went and sat there with talking to her. She didn't do any kind of fabulous suite. She didn't request it. She and I went to number 10 Downing Street with to a David Cameron. She and I went to meet Lula, Ignacio da Silva in Brazil. Modesty. We went to meet the other man in and Ellen took me to the place because she knew, for example, that Lula knew me. You listen to me?
Hmm.
And the minute David Cameron was impressed when I was on when I was on BBC during the war in 2003. He said, "Wow, I saw you. You were so brilliant." You know,
Still
that the
brilliant.
need, yeah.
Still brilliant.
But I was not
And that
talking.
is that is the thing. That is the thing
Yeah,
that hunts others. Sam, I
yeah.
gotta go. I gotta go. I thank you so much for the show tonight. It's been really cathartic. It's been quite a revelation and an expose, and I'm glad that you're safe in Liberia and having a good time. I know that you're leaving shortly to go
Well,
to Ethiopia. Yes,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, but I'm saying at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yes,
and I'm up in my
yes,
house,
yes,
and I'm scared.
yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to come.
No, don't
Let
wait
them
for
come
them.
tonight.
Don't wait for them. Go to sleep.
They were well bad when they come.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sam Jackson. We've been on for 2 hours 43 minutes. I gotta go. Haven't eaten today as yet. My wife has come from shopping. I'm gonna go see what they bought. Go spend some time with my daughter and wife. I pray that all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I pray that you didn't overeat. Amen. Thank you, Dexter Howard. We appreciate that. Thank you, Wella Blay. Thank you, Minica. All of you. Please, we just want to thank you. Join us again next Friday from wherever Sam Jackson will be in the world. We will be here just to talk to you. Amen, amen, amen. And please, by the way, folks, today is Friday. Join me Sunday morning at 11 a.m. for our worship service right here on Charles Levi Martin Facebook. It will be on my other connections as you are on already. We want to thank you for your support. We want to thank you for the Bible study that we'll be holding on Wednesday.
Oh,
Sam?
Reverend,
Yeah.
there's a clown here say, you know, my baby man in Swanee, Georgia, he got a video. Please play. I dare him. He's a clown.
Sam,
You know,
I'm learning to ignore people who want to be relevant. Please do
that's
the
like
same.
stupid people, idiots.
Please do the same. Please do the same.
Yeah.
So he know your baby man, so what?
So what?
So what?
So what?
Man, you better go sleep.
But listen, if I got baby, my wife will leave me because of baby my business.
That's what I said. So what?
He's
So
a
what?
stupid man. James Tanu, you stupid. If I got baby Oscar, my wife will not leave me. My baby business. You are stupid, man. You complete a video.
No, he expect you to go in hiding. Look, ladies and gentlemen, just stop.
You can intimidate me.
Stop the nonsense.
Well, listen, yes, I can't come to the bureau. I come to the bureau. Now you got another place there in Georgia. You got show my baby man. Show my baby's mothers.
But why you showing the mother? Why you showing the baby?
But they show the baby too. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go, Sam. I gotta go.
Let him show me a wife too.
Thank you. While I play, you can ask it again. So what? So what?
So what?
So what?
What?
Well, Sam, if you got a young baby, I thank God you're still strong. God bless you all tonight. I gotta go, Sam. I beg you, say good night. Say good night.
After cancer, if I pump a bomb, baby, it's okay.
Sam, say good night. Say good night, Sam. Wave to the people. I gotta go. I gotta go. Love you. Thanks for enjoying the show. Amen. Amen. See you guys. Sam, where will you be next Friday when we hold the show?
Next Friday I'll be in Accra on my way to but I can do one next Friday. I will do it from Kigali.
Okay, we'll do it from Kigali. You'll be there. So we'll let people know the time. Guys, thank you for watching. It's been informative. It's been educational. And it's been fun being with all of you. My name is Reverend Charles Levi Martin. I'm the host. And our facilitator who runs the class, his name is Samuel P. Jackson. Still learning.
Thank you so much.
God bless you all. Good night.
Bye-bye.